That's what it says on the box
Yeah.
when you go to Circuit City to buy it.
Your box copy. Man, I wish you could go to stores and buy box copies of Linux these days.
Did you ever get that experience growing up?
No, I never did. My copy of Red Hat 6 was like, someone was throwing it out, and they're just like, and I'm just like, can I have it? Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're live.
Hey everyone, we're live, so let's go ahead and kick over to live. If you're listening to us in Discord, we're gonna boop over there. We'll see how many people paying attention to Atomic was. First, I did have the fortune of buying a boxed copy. It's like Red Hat 6.6.2, something like that. But it was just a sign of the times. We didn't have the bandwidth to download two CDs. That was incalculable. But Debian 12 is out, so I want you to run out, download it, upgrade it, whatever you got to do, and yeah. What's up, everybody? Time for another Linux Themecast Weekly, which is wrapping up the pre super shows, and we covered all of your latest and greatest in Babylon 5 and Venture Brothers news.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, bring up my old computer lab had a Freedom toaster, so it was like a kiosk that you had like a selector, like a touchscreen thing, and it would just burn you a live CD.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I had to get my live CD, and I didn't have live CDs that didn't exist. I thieved blank disc from a place I was interning at. They had a SCSI writer. Like having access to a CD writer at the time was like not something you had at home, and that was pretty dope. Downloaded the and then burnt the KDE RPMs. It was dope, man. KDE.
Oh, yeah.
That was the jam.
The days of, oh yes, please insert the packages disc of your installer so that we could install all the non-core software.
Dude, it was such a crapshoot. It was a crapshoot because, there was no dependency resolution back then, everyone.
Yeah.
So I just downloaded everything I hoped I needed. Turns out that's all you needed. They were very good at packaging back in the day. Hello, everybody. What do we got tonight? In Steamy stuff, we're going to talk about some consumer protection stuff coming to the EU that I think is a really good idea. Nvidia's doing that thing again with their super cards.
they're getting dragged out 8 gigabytes fucking kicking and screaming, and Intel's the one doing it. I mean, shit. Right?
Speaking of Intel's got a new video card out. It's not a gaming card, but you might still want to buy one. I'm going to try to make a case for that.
A little bit, yeah.
And title hacks. If you do some streaming on Linux, you will know that window titles like to change. There's a way to kind of fix that. Well, I mean, it does fix that. There's a couple extra steps. And, yeah. Oh, yeah. Then Payday 2 is no longer working on Linux.
Well, natively. Still runs on Proton. Wow. But you still got to download like 9 billion gigabytes of DLC. That's why I uninstalled Payday 2.
Oh, man. There was always that problem. And I was doing a little bit of reading into it before the show. Apparently, the version on Proton has a very reproducible memory leak, so you can only play for a couple hours. And then I really started doing some research, and they had problems like maintaining and canceling or disabling their console versions. I'm like, but then again, you say this company, how many times has it been sold since Payday 2 came out? Like twice?
Yeah.
I forgot to change the title.
Oops. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's one of those. I was going to do that too. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Trackmania.
Yeah. Vroom, vroom,
I'm a car.
Yeah.
Stream manager. Let me go ahead and...
Don't make me turn this Trackmania around. Go back to Winnipeg.
Oh, no, not Winnipeg. Linux Gamecast Weekly.
Yeah, my first live CD was the Ubuntu 5.10 one, which had the 2 separate CDs. The live CD and the install CD.
Man, live CDs are so crazy at the time.
I remember when they're like, Fedora's like, yeah, we're deprecating live CDs because we have too much shit, so we need to, you need at least a gig for our footprint. So, live DVDs now. And I got mad for a split second, and then I'm like, wait a second. Why do I care about compact discs? I'm gonna flash this onto a thumb drive anyways.
It's on a USB drive anyway.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think Microsoft should literally just start selling like branded Microsoft flash drives with as Windows installers.
Do they not?
No.
No,
Windows
they
doesn't
still
come on a
give you-
flash drive yet.
Like you would think they do that, right? If you're
They
going to be
give you
paying like
the-
$100 for a boxed copy of Windows, like the 5 cents for the fucking cheapo flash drive is too much. No.
The boxed copy. I don't know. Does it still come with any physical media? Is it just literally the key printed on a piece of paper?
Dude,
That is an
no,
excellent
no,
question. I have no idea.
it comes with a Steam code.
Yeah.
No, it comes with 1,427 floppy disks.
You could order those. What was it in Japan? If you
Yeah.
wanted a copy of Windows in Japan, Windows 10 in floppy disks, you could ask for one.
See, that's been done too many times, man. I want to transfer that to 5 1/4.
The actual floppy disks, yeah. Back when real disks are actually floppy.
Yeah, real disc flopped. That was kind of a little bit of an issue, man. Growing up, like when they started, the 144s came out, and they're like, "Those are floppy." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't."
The insides are floppy, but it's not what on the inside is
That's
what
going
counts.
to lead to confusion because at that point, when you said floppy, people assumed 5 1/4, not 3.5.
3.5 inch
I think was the
diskettes.
yes.
That's what we called them in Portugal.
And not everybody had both. You know?
Well, that was the thing that like I remember I learned like, oh, the A drive was like the 5 1/4 bay. The or no, it was the 8.5 bay. The B drive was the 5 1/4. C drive was the disc.
I bought an updated 5, like when they were still a thing. And I guess this is one of the later models because the disc held 1.2 megabytes, which was kind of crazy. And I remember getting the 3-inch drive as an upgrade, which was really neat. Didn't know what to do with a lot of space though. 1.2 megabytes. You can party on that thing.
I remember when I got my first 128 megabyte USB flash drive that was teeny tiny.
Yeah,
It's just like a keychain type of situation. All this space in such a
yeah,
tiny
I
thing.
What are you gonna do with
have-
128 megs, man? You're like,
Yeah, you
You
put,
can
like-
have whole games on the thing and
Yep.
just carry them around.
I was like that when I picked up my first 1 gigabyte SideQuest removable drive. I was just putting stuff on it to put on it. It's
Yeah, it's like I can take this anywhere. Are you gonna plug it in somewhere? No, but I haven't.
I had it. I did take it places, and it was parallel. And I found out that you could run Doom from it, and it was just like you would imagine Doom loading off a parallel port. But it worked, and that was neat. I mean, being able to move files back then, because again, as I was talking, I think in the pre-show, you didn't have a CD burner at home. You just couldn't afford one. Like those things were expensive. You needed a SCSI card.
The first CD burner we got was the HP USB one. That was like 400 euros at the time for a 2x writing speed on CDRs and 1x on CDRWs.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was one. It was like an internal burner, but that was about it. That's all I remember. It was like
I want to say mine
Yep.
was like an Acer,
USB.
like strangely enough, because I thought it was a pricing error, and it was it might have been 2x, but it also did RWs, and I just immediately bought it. It was parallel ATA internal, but I mean it worked. You had to recompile your kernel with a generic SCSI host emulation to make it work, but it worked. That I was a G combusting all the things, man. Yeah, I never had a SCSI CD burner. I wasn't rolling in it like that, man. I wasn't that cool. I didn't have SCSI anything. I didn't get SCSI until like later in life. As we all get a little SCSI later in life.
yeah. You know, you get old. The joints don't move as well. You get a little SCSI.
Get a little SCSI. Nah, man. Now I do not even have a optical drive plugged into anything when a working machine. I know I have optical drives, but like not hooked up where I could use it.
I have the external USB one.
I mean, that makes sense. Like,
There's
just in
a
case.
laptop somewhere
Laptop.
here that has a CD drive in it. That yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of laptops with CD drives in them.
but I guess you got to think about that. You know, a optical drive in a laptop's not a given these days.
No, you got to go out of your way to find one of those.
And I think most people would gladly trade that space for battery or more
Oh,
USB
well-
ports.
That was. I remember I had a laptop that had like the hot swappable like CD bay, and they're like, yeah, one of the things you can plug in there is a battery, and I'm like, well, shit, man, why would I have the thing in there that drains the battery when I can have something in there that extends the battery?
Mm-hmm. How are modern
Oh, yeah,
laptops? I
what about
mean,
them?
outside of like are they still mostly battery? Like, how small have the boards gotten? Like,
The boards have gotten pretty tiny. They're usually just like a rectangle now.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first CD burner we had. Stupidly expensive. The smell it released when it was actually burning a CD. That was
Was it actually burning the CDs?
yes.
It had aspirations to being your microwave.
It was 20 years too late.
Oh man, that thing looks like it messed up a lot of CDs.
On occasion, yes. That's why even though you could write CDRs at 2x, everyone always used 1x because that was the way to guarantee that it did it properly.
Mm.
And it was, read speed was only 4x too, so it wasn't terribly fast even for reading.
I think mine was like.
Well, it was like
2x.
USB 1, right? So like,
Yes.
we're not talking about lightning fast.
Faster
USB
than
1, and it needed an external power supply because, yeah, look at it.
faster than parallel ports with ESD mode enabled or EDO. Was it EDO? I forget which mode. You had to go to. You could make them like slightly less slow parallel ports with a setting in the BIOS. It was one of those things. Plexter. Did anybody ever have a light scribe?
No, I wanted one because that was like the back when like I was burning CDs. The concept of being able to like not have like the shitty default label with like a Sharpie on it appealed to me because I could like I could get like actual art for them and like no.
My whole thing is I wanted to be able to like put tracks on them
Oh yeah, to like know what's like
to
actually
organize
on
my
the-
MP3 collection because I genuinely had a folio in the car at the time where I knew what was on the disc by holding it upside down and seeing how much was burned on it. And I'm like, yeah, that's 3/4. That's got these tracks on it.
I remember MP3 CDs, and I was like, oh my god, you can cram like 200 tracks on this fucker. Like,
Mm-hmm.
great.
How come the 8's not symmetrical?
It's not. It's just like not two perfect circles.
Yeah, like that's like two little snowmen.
Whatever the default font is that Discord's using, it's not.
Oh, speaking of which, did everybody get your real name? Did we get our Christian names this week?
I'm .frojo, so now I'm hidden on Unix file systems.
Okay.
Frojo got taken. I was like, I was sad when I saw Pedro got his before mine, but then I went to my browser and I'm like, oh, this popped up overnight. So
This was one of those like Discord came out and they said, "Hey, we're gonna roll this out." And I'm like, by roll it out, you mean you're doing this all in one day, right?
yep.
Yep.
But like, yeah, like the discriminators were kind of useless anyways. So like, I get it.
Like
Unless you
nobody
have-
knew their
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was like 4040, Vin
6850
4040
or
or something. Yeah.
something. Yeah. Like, yeah.
So mine's just like Vinstone now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not original. Vin was taken, so I'm calling bullshit on that.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. And everybody, like, you still get like your name.
Yeah.
in.
Your nickname is the same anyway, so it
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And you could already have different display names on different servers, so
Yeah. Which is awesome. Highly recommend that feature. People have no idea they're arguing with you. You can change your nick like that? Are you sure?
There's a couple of commands that they have. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
but
one
if
of
you're
them.
nicks are like tied to registration in IRC. You can't if a nick is reserved, you can't assume it without providing the password.
Well, yeah.
We're talking about the Wild West IRC channels. The ones where you didn't have to
Yeah.
have a registered account. You could just /Nick.
What if your nickname is Nick, and your real name is like Jorge?
Nah, man. Yeah, every time I have to do anything in IRC like that, I have to Google it. It's been so long.
Oh yeah, I can't. The nice thing about Hex Chat is you can right click and it has all like the shortcuts for the commands. So like,
And you can set the auto login so that when you connect to a server, it's like it sends the nick serve, identify a password, they're done.
I did ZenNC, so I had a proxy set up and then I would just connect to that. Ven was on mine for a while.
Yeah. That was,
I was on the Fuduntu cloak for a long time.
yeah, and like having cloaks and things like that. Like, all of that were just like barriers to entry to getting into the chat.
Right. Like you still wouldn't get your fucking question answered anyways because
hell
get
no.
buried. Yeah.
You want to talk about like having idling competitions? When was the last time somebody said anything? Like 4 months ago. Maybe like 200
Oh
people
no,
in the
but
room.
don't you know, you need to come to our Discord server if you want support for the video game.
I don't mind anybody having a Discord server. We get a Discord server. But yeah, if you try to do support through that, just no, don't.
Yeah,
Please.
Discord is for communities, not for support forums.
Right.
That is.
It doesn't function correctly. I know they try
Yeah.
to have like threaded conversations and stuff like that, but no.
You know what you actually want is an issue tracker. GitHub provides a free one. GitLab provides a free one. Yeah.
If I was releasing a closed source binary game, I fucking absolutely would have like GitHub
Hell,
issue
fucking-
tracker. Just
Valve has an issue tracker for their fucking closed source Steam
Yes.
thing. Because like,
Yeah. Steam for Linux is closed source, but there's an issue tracker.
it makes so much sense instead of like trying to wade through forum posts.
well, I mean, Strider, it's your project, so you can fucking live with your mistakes. It's fine.
Yeah. You do you, man.
Strider doesn't like the GitHub issues.
Like, and you know what? Fair. There's like the GitHub workload flow stuff has its own problems. I get it, but like at a certain point, there's searchability.
There's searchability. You got to take the good with the bad. And I mean, there's always the YouTube random question tech support method, which I assume has worked for some people because I get those. There's one guy this week asked this one question in one video. And I wrote him back. I'm like, well, I think you might be doing this wrong. How are you connecting thing to thing to thing? And he comments on another video that's tangentially related with another question. I'm like, dude, you got to answer the first question first. Like,
There's a couple people at my work who like who absolutely do the ask your dad thing where they're like, I didn't like the answer I got from Jordan. I'm gonna ask someone else.
That was just me.
okay, that's a beautiful thing to run across in a comment section when somebody
Yeah.
gets called out about like, we answered your question or we told you why that wouldn't work in this
Yeah.
other thread here with a link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop trying to ask your mom. We've already spoke.
And OBS finally merged the WebRTC stuff today.
Yay.
It's output only right now, but like
Okay.
this is the beginning of like right now we could roll out our own like mini Twitch thing. Like I could do that with broadcast box in like 10 minutes. It'd be crazy. But ultimately, to abuse this system as its tradition is to be able to replace Jitsi.
Yeah.
Yes. It's that thing where like for years we were trying to replace Skype until Skype just like shot the bed and died. We moved to Jitsi, and then for years it's like, can we replace this? No, it's kind of the best thing out there at the moment.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where I think it's going to help out people trying to do like this without the.
Yeah.
By the way, this is how you install Linux on your server that you're going to have to host it and set up a fully qualified domain name. All right, now let's get into Jitsi. Yeah.
Oh, what? You want to configure the software? Too bad.
Well, I mean, you can configure it. You just got to, you have to observe what happened after you've configured it. And like, did that have the desired effect? No, let's try to change this and see if that does it.
You have to like astral project into the mind of the developer and like go through his mind palace to figure out the exact keys you need to change. And yeah.
But ultimately for us, it would give us even lower latency. Which our latency is good enough to have conversations back and forth.
Simplifies the tool chain too, which is also good. Like one fewer thing to go wrong.
And like if you ever want to get somebody like on a live stream, like, hey, open up
Put
OBS.
this
done.
in your browser. Done.
There's a couple like Windows live streaming software that has like their integrated like chat thing to facilitate this exact thing. So it's good to see that OBS is catching up.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm always happy to see that. All right, so I think we are about good. It is not blisteringly hot, which is dope. It's only like 23 degrees outside. I love that. Nice and chilly.
It hit 28 here today.
I thought it hit something crazy the other day because we were within like 4 or 5 degrees between the ambient temperature outside versus the top of the Threadripper. I was like, no, that's the wrong one. It was like 39 degrees on the Threadripper. I'm like, oh. Solar farms helping. Man, if we keep building those, we're going to use up all the sunlight. We better be careful. We need.
Don't want to drain the sun.
No, we need some oversight on that, man. I like Japan. Japan's just going to be Japan. They're just like we're going full force on beaming electricity.
Yes, we're
space.
We're gonna do the transmetropolitan thing, which I am fucking here for. It's gonna cook some birds in the process, but like.
And I'm just like, I remember that episode of Enterprise.
Cause I got. Well, see, at least in that episode, they blew up Florida, which is like.
Turned Florida into an island.
Yeah. And nothing of value was lost.
Except NASA.
Yeah.
Yeah, solar death rays. I mean, it makes logical sense, right? I mean,
well, there was that building that was like a solar death ray because like that one at like 11 o'clock,
right.
It would just like melt anything that was like directly under it.
Practical, effectively limitless energy is like it's there.
Yep.
Yeah. And we don't need fusion, fission, or whatever. Yep. Like, I mean, it's just like,
the fusion's already happening.
Right. It's pre-made.
Yeah.
There's this big ball of fusion in the sky.
I love that song. Where I go,
Death orb in the sky.
Big ball of fusion in the sky. Yeah, I remember that one.
Champagne supernova in the sky.
That'll be good times. Japan, keep doing stuff like that. Yep.
Well, it was like the wooden satellites that like just cleanly burn up in reentry. Just like,
yeah. I mean, I think
space wood, man.
That should be, don't have toxic propellants on your satellites. And yeah, I think that's probably a requirement now. If you're launching a satellite, it's got to be able to burn up on reentry. I hope. One would hope.
Yes.
Boom, as one goes crashing through the room. Right.
Yeah. It's like the first episode of Dead Like Me. How did I die? Well, a toilet fell off the space station and fell on you.
Can you imagine like the chaos that would ensue?
Right.
Like, oh man, there's the beginning to a novel right there. If you could just drop. Well, I don't think there's so much space debris that probably you couldn't get control of. But if you just dropped everything at one time, what would be the outcome of that?
That I don't know, but like fucking dropping shit from space. That was like OG Gundam back in the day when they did the colony drop.
Rods from God, man. Kinetic energy. Like,
Yeah, it's like in the Expanse, it's like, we don't need to worry about super weapons. They're just gonna throw rocks at us, and we can't do shit about it.
right? Sir Isaac Newton's the deadliest son of a bitch.
Yeah. And it was dope in the show when they're just like guarding the gate, and then they're like, "Oh shit, you thought we were out of stealth rocks? Nah, motherfucker." And that Donager class is like, you know what? Half of my shit's blown up. I'm still gonna take out 2 of you fuckers because that ship is badass.
What was that Gundam game that was like free to play? Did we look at that last week? I thought about looking at it last week. Oh, speaking of games, I got one for us to try in the after shows and everybody.
Dog, whatever.
It's a great 80s synthwave band.
Dun, 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 dun,
Flock of dogs.
And I bark. No. We're going to be trying that out. I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 6 players. So first come, first serve. There's your, and it's free. Yeah. It's early access. Online PvP, online coop. We're just going to try it out, play around with it. Like we did last week. It's real small.
1 to 8 players, they say.
Yeah. It's a party game. Full of dags.
You like dags?
Flying dogs.
Flying dags. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. Cool. All right. You guys about ready?
Yeah.
We do that. We got drinks. We got that.
I abused the 10 for 10 at the grocery store. And,
How big is that?
This is just a 1 liter.
That's... well, I mean, it's Pepsi. Yeah.
Yep. It's about as tall as my head.
Yeah, $1 for name brand. That's not bad.
Yeah,
for a liter,
yeah. 10 for 10, yeah. Got a bunch of Gatorades, too.
I bought like a 24 pack of like generic soda, and I just don't want that much generic soda apparently.
Yeah. After a while, you're like, something.
Well,
The
you're,
clacky aftertaste is starting to get real clacky.
you're playing off 2 things. One, I don't know if your brain works like this. This is one way my brain has always worked. If I got a lot of something, I don't want it as much. I don't understand the psychology behind that, but if I got like a mountain of things, I'm like, but if I only have like 1 or 2 of those, if there's some scarcity involved, man, I'm craving it. I'm like,
Oh, come on. That's Nintendo's entire business model when they're not suing other people.
It's like FOMO with consumables.
I think, yeah, for me, it's more like, if I have a lot of it, it's like, hey, I have a lot of it. I can just have it whenever I want. And it's not that I don't want it. It's just like, well, I can have it later. And then later is never. And then it goes bad. And yeah.
And I mean, that also applies. Like, there's tons of shows on like streaming services, and it's like, yeah, I'll watch that. Well, it's always going to be around. I'm like, oh, it's going to go away forever. I'm like, oh, I better watch it now.
I guess I better watch Peaky Blinders if I'm planning on canceling my Netflix subscription at this point.
What is the Fallout? What is Welcome to our dystopian world? Streaming service is that going to premiere on?
Wasn't that HBO?
I think so.
Fallout. Ella Purnell. Walton Goggins. Oh shit, yeah. I like me some Walton Goggins. Amazon.
Oh, all right.
Like, honestly, I was skeptical of Amazon's like streaming TV stuff, but like
It was bad for a long time. I didn't.
it was bad, and then it just started getting really good. It's like The Boys, you got Invincible, you got Hunters, you got like The Expanse, like yeah.
Like that helps me like do the mental gymnastics because how much Prime has went up over the years.
Yeah, because like what you're getting with Prime is they're pre-selling you a year's worth of shipping, right? So like
Yeah. And I mean, I use Prime constantly. I mean, I break even on Prime pretty easily into the year. But yeah, now that Amazon Video's on it, I was like, all right, I'll pay $120 a month, but not a month. Year.
A year. Yeah, but like, but yeah, like the back catalog on Prime is crap, but their originals are like
You get The Boys.
yeah, they're really good. Yeah.
And the Grand Tour, which I like still watching the Grand Tour.
Oh yeah, the new episode of that's out. I still haven't watched it.
Again, I know it's there, Pedro, so I'll get around to watching it.
Yeah. Just wait until one of them croaks, and then you can binge it all, right? Like
Have the memorial.
yeah. Eat the Jeremy Clarkson memorial steak.
It was good, like back
And a
in the
bunch
day.
of producers lined up for people to punch.
Yeah.
They just tenderized the stick. They had Netflix like way back in the day, and like pretty much the entire catalog on. But then like parts started missing, and it did what all
The first few seasons just disappeared, and it was just the specials. But they still had the final season.
It was about that time I realized that I could just listen to Stargate SG-1 as background noise.
Mm. Oh,
Like the final season, it's fun. You can see exactly when Clarkson punched the producer, because you have May and Hammond on the show. No one else. There's no audience. It's just the two of them. So,
Well, it's
That
the two of them
happened.
and the giant elephant. Because that was the cut
That
of
was the
it.
joke,
Like,
yeah.
we don't address the elephant in the room. Yeah. All right. Cool, everybody. Let's get underway. Tap that pause button. We get a record. We get a record. I do the wiggle thing. Get my sleeves up. There we go. Floofy sleeves.
T-pose to establish dominance.
Yeah. Damn it. It's the anteater again. What have you done with Jordan?
I'm an eater. Fuck you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 564 in 3, 2. And welcome back to Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Vin, that's Jordan, that's Pedro, and then we're on as tradition.
Hi, random motorcyclists. We're ever going to find out who this guy is? Can we get him on the podcast?
This is planned. I think this is weaponized at this point.
Yeah, you got to set up like a road strip or something with some spikes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. No, you gotta get this. So I finished up, by the way, for your patron, and you're interested in the audio stuff on Linux, interfacing Linux for the PreSonus Studio 24C. That is up for you. Go take a look at it. It'll go live probably Tuesday or Wednesday for everybody else. But I'm recording the voiceover for one of those, right?
Mm.
And I like to do it where I don't have to worry about anybody. Like nobody coming into the neighborhood or anything. So it's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, cool. I come in here, get everything on. It's like, oh, the noise floor is just perfect. Like it's dead silent. Like, this is awesome. Got my script that I'd written, and I'm like, I'm going through it, and I'm reading off transformer blows. This is how I believe we're in a simulation.
I was expecting just like La Cucaracha like traffic horn, like
An entire mariachi band just walks past.
yeah.
Transformer explodes, and my power didn't even go out. So it was just a pure spite. Blam. Like, if you told me.
Michael Bay presents Interfacing Linux.
Yeah, if I looked up at the ceiling, somebody went, oop, and they like slid the thing closed. I was like, yeah, all right, I get it. So, did you listen to last week's Preview Super Chosen? Because we talked about something that's kind of important. We're going to be doing a little something different with the chair acquisition. And that's going to be starting this week. I'm going to tell you about it because the chair acquisition is going to become its own thing. Now, you old timers out there, you're like, well, oh, I remember that. You might remember the chair acquisition used to be its own thing. We just recorded it during the regular show. And it just, over the years, it's kind of stayed there. Well, instead of doing that, instead of doing 52.1, what is it? I wrote it down, 52.1429 games.
Yeah, so
per year.
52 and a quarter, something like that.
Yeah. What we're going to do is, like, maybe one game every month, but put some time into it. Like, really dig into it. Focus on it instead of just like rolling through it. Find stuff that we really like. And what's really important to me about this is going to give me more time to pin down and make our schedule flexible enough to get game developers on the show, which is something that I've been wanting to do since the very beginning. And it's really difficult to say, hey, Saturday night, 8:30 Friends, no. Come on our show and do that. I'm like, no, maybe not. So if you want to come help out with that, you think of a game developer, because I want to talk to the people behind the engines, bring Icky back on the show. See what old Iculus is up to. Find out about SDL3. Find out what post-Proton game boarding looks like. Or people developing games with Godot. And, what that experience is like. Definitely people who've put some time and work into it, not just smash that export button and put it on the Steam. Find out. I think that would be the most interesting thing. And as we were talking in the pre-show last week, I looked into the numbers, which is something I already knew. Like listenership and viewership just boom, right at the Jerquisition. Like it does every available metric. For the 6 or 7 of you out there that I know are just heartbroken right now, don't worry, there's going to be more show. Nothing's going away. It's going to be spinning up. But yeah, I looked at the YouTube numbers. I looked at Spotify numbers. I looked at the Google Analytics. And I looked at the Apple. The lowest drop off is about 28%, like right there.
Everyone skips ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, then the hate mail picks back up. So we want to make it something that more people want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So change for the sake of change. There you go. But if you know a developer, software to add reply him. Hit him up on Twitter, hit him up on Mastodon, hit him up on Instagram. Let him know we'd like to have him on the show. Come hang out with us. There.
Yeah, if GE wants to come on, if Eggy wants to show up, he can.
Right.
Yeah.
He's in Discord. I guess we can add him, but that requires like talking to people.
This is what we also, if you know anybody or maybe you want to get started in bucking, this is something we probably needed 10 years ago.
Do you want to be the middle person? You can be the middle person.
If you would like to volunteer your time to be that wetware, because I suck at that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to people.
No, I don't mind talking to people.
I have to do that at work. I'm the middle person, so no. No.
I always do. I'll just reach out and I'm like, hey, you want to come on the show? They're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. So we're coming up to it. I'm like, oh, well, this is changing. I'm like, okay, fine. And this is back and forth. And like, if I'm going to come on your show, which anybody who's ever like, hey, Vin, can you come on podcast? I'm like, yeah, done. That's it. Then I get angry at them when they hit me back. Like, so it's nothing, because everybody does it apparently. And they're hitting me like, nothing's changed, right? You're still good. And I was like, yeah, I said I'm good. Why? It was like, because everybody changes at the last minute. I'm like, no, we're good. So looking forward to doing that. For you, ultimately, listeners, that just means it's not going to be a shorter show. Not even a little bit.
No.
Not even a little bit. More of the stuff that people tune in for. So there is that. Pedro, I posted, did Jordan, both of you, did either of you watch the Summer Game Awards?
No, I bypassed all. It was the
I
Summer
saw
Game
some of the
show,
articles
right?
after the fact.
I was watching it and I saw Pedro Souls.
Mhm.
And they said the demo's available. I posted in our Discord and I was like, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. There he is. Pedro's like, oh, neat.
It's like, yeah, I want to try that. Immediately downloaded. I want to play Liza P.
Runs pretty good under Linux, doesn't it?
Yeah. A lot of people on Twitter going, like on the Steam Deck, like, oh, I didn't even change any of the settings, and I'm getting 60 FPS on the Steam Deck.
That's always good to see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man,
it's kind of weird living in the future of like, hey, a game came out on Linux. You can just click play and it runs.
Yep.
And no fuss, no messing around in line prefixes, no setting command
controls,
line options.
like controller input works.
Think about it. How much has changed? Even when I was launching it, I downloaded the demo. I played around with it. Souls like, not really my thing, but I dug the art style. I'm like, how are they going to play around with this story? I didn't even think twice about it. I just clicked play, and it just launched. Didn't have to fight anything. Smooth sailing. Good times to be in. Jordan, you need a new microwave, my man.
I do. Mine caught fire today. I allegedly. I wasn't there to witness it.
Do you think you're getting hornswoggled?
I just bought a new microwave, so I'm going to say it caught on fire.
So that's the thing, though. Like, this microwave is my wife's, and it's older than her kid. So, like...
Oh.
So like it's when she said when I wake up from my nap to like, and this happened like maybe 20 minutes before I sat down to talk to Ben today. So So it's like, yeah, I woke up from my nap and Monty's like, yeah, the microwave's on fire. I'm like, what?
Still?
Like, no, not still, but my girlfriend sucked 27 dicks in a row. Yeah, so now I gotta go microwave shopping tomorrow. Yeah, I was told, yeah, no, the door was on fire. Apparently there's a scratch on the side of the wall and like the coating is obstructed, so it started sparking. So yeah, adventures in microwaves. That's my life.
Well, I don't know how to spin that because what would you rather fight? One horse-sized microwave or 100 microwave-sized horses?
Well, can the microwave-sized horses like emit microwaves? Because I'm pretty sure the steam horse can, because it's the steam. It's the cheapest it's been in 30 days, though.
Dude, all right, good news, everybody. Well, kind of for some of you, eventually. Steam has started showing EU citizens the game's lowest price from the last 30 days. This is just good news. Where does this come from? Rock, paper, shotgun, man. I'm glad they're still around. Talk about like old media. It's weird when you think about that. But you'll be able to see the price of the game, what it was last month. Oh, that's a good feature to have. And why do we need stuff like this? Well, you think about it. You've seen it. You've definitely seen it. Publisher, developer will bump the price of the game up, say 40%. Then they'll have a sale for 30% off. Profit. Yeah. And personally, I tend to check historical lows before buying a game, but some people, you just ain't got the time to do that, and I completely understand that. And unfortunately, as I said, publishers be sneaky like that sometimes. And they bring it up in the article, and I went and double-checked that and confirmed that Steam prevents publishers from manipulating the prices right around the sale period to kind of keep an eye on them. But
yeah, that was kind of like a mitigation step in the way. But like, no, this is it's very nice for Valve to add a just wait for a fucking sale, you dummy reminder, because like, yeah,
well, you
don't pay full price for games.
This is to be in accordance with the laws that have been passed in the EU. So it's available in some EU countries right now. Eventually going to roll it. Pedro, do you think they're just going to do it like they do everything else? Usually, Steam's not really big on like localizations of features. They're like, if we're going to do this one thing, everybody's going to get it.
Yeah, no, for the EU, they have to comply, at least for all the members of the EU, which reminded me, it's like, oh yeah, let's go check. Oh, right, no, the UK is not in the EU anymore, so, all right. You already had something similar to this, but it gives you the all-time low. If you had the SteamDB extension for your browser of choice and you went to the Steam store, it gives you the all-time low. This game costs X. So yeah, just wait for a sale.
Don't need a third-party extension now, which is
or like we're doing.
And it works on in the official client store.
You know, think about it. Like you go to Is There Any Deal sometimes or something like that. Because yeah. So having that, just that 30-day price history, I think is just very good. That's reasonably transparent, right?
Yeah, for sure. And like, again, we joke about it, but like literally every 2 months there's a Steam sale. So it's like,
yeah, you never really
just
know,
a little
right?
reminder, like, be patient.
Well, how many games like the game that me and you are eventually going to play, that Sony title?
It Takes Two? Yeah,
It Takes Two. In my brain, the price for that game is 15% off. That's the base level price because that's all they know how to put it on sale for, and it goes on sale every 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Wait till it shows up in a Humble Bundle or something.
Oh yeah, give me one of those old like 90. But that was another thing Valve did a long time ago. You can't discount your games more than 90% now. So
I guess you can do like free weekends though. So like
you can,
or you can just discount them all the way.
And that game, by the way, is just on principle because we only need one copy to play it. It's just like you got to do. Give me 16% EA. That's nothing. I don't want to give you
15.5.
Right.
I can do you 15.4.
So
I did like the name of the little directive that put this into motion. The Omnibus Directive. Good job.
Should have been the Polybus. Should have been.
Polybius?
Polybius, man. It should have disappeared and gave like a...
Yeah. Oh, no, my head. It's starting to hurt all of a sudden. Must kill.
Windows crash has been fixed. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the latest Steam client beta, and there's a bunch of stuff in here like blah blah blah. They fixed
they fixed the fucking big picture mode in NVIDIA.
Dude, I was putting that in the notes. I was 100% putting that in the notes. They fixed a crash I was talking about last week. Last week, during the beta updates, they fixed if you run NVIDIA and you had the issues with the scrolling like I did, where it would just freeze and like lock one thread at 98%. It was gone. I'm like, yes, I can finally use this because I want to play with the latest and greatest just like you. And then I opened up the friends list in the messenger and opened a messenger window and it crashed. And it did it again. And it did it again. This fixes that. This fixes the crash when Steam windows are closed with hardware acceleration enabled on NVIDIA, followed by re-enabled hardware acceleration by default on NVIDIA GPUs. And,
so that's why it ran like shit, is because even if you turn hardware acceleration on, it wasn't.
I thought about that when I was typing this in. I said, wait a minute, before we give it the all clear. I'm like, everything's fixed and great now. Go check big picture mode. I'm sure it's still going to open in the wrong monitor and it's going to be sluggish. Lo and behold, it works.
Yay!
A lot of people on Twitter, when this when the new beta came out, were saying, yeah, you can finally use the new gamepad UI with an NVIDIA card reliably. That's very good. It
only took them half a fucking year. We did it, Reddit.
Yeah.
A couple of other things, though, man. They fixed Bluetooth Steam controller on Mac. Apparently that was the thing for those of us.
And specific run times. Yeah. If you downloaded a game that required a specific runtime that isn't just, the basic runtime, it will now pull that down accurately. So if you download Elden Ring, it pulls down the Easy Anti-Cheat runtime. That's good.
There's also a bunch of gyro fixes. There's also a bunch of gyro fixes for controllers and Steam.
For the serial killers out there that use the gyro aiming.
So, it's not bad when you use it in combination with the stick. It's like almost usable.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah, like the gyro stick combo is very.
No, man, you got to use the analog sticks like a real pro console player.
You got to use HOTAS, man. You got to like 6 DOF this shit. I'm playing Doom with like. Actually, that would be pretty dope. I kind of want to do that now.
That'd be kind of fun. I always thought it'd be fun if we did like a battle royale type deathmatch in Doom or Quake or something with gyro support where we could only use controllers.
Oh yeah, but it's like a mosh pit where like it's like a mosh pit LAN party where you have to like move around and like dodge roundhouse kicks while you're avoiding getting murdered in deathmatch.
I think just like basic something like Quake 3 would be frustrating enough.
Oh, something real fast.
Yeah, fast paced.
Yeah, you're allowed to use gyro. You're allowed to use thumbsticks, whatever you want, but only on controller.
Yeah, no keyboards allowed. You can use leap motion controls.
I mean, if you want to play it on just the keyboard, I'd allow that.
No,
it's the
just
mouse.
the keyboard.
The mouse is not allowed.
We're going to turn Quake 3 into our own asynchronous version because we're going to do teams. It's going to be red versus blue. There's going to be 6 people on red and 1 person on blue who's able to use the keyboard and mouse.
Oh, no. It's mouse only, so you have to set up the mouse so that you have to, like, shift the mouse forward if you want to move and then look
page
around.
up, page down to run.
Yeah. Have it be in reverse, so, like, left click is run and W is fire.
No.
Just to fuck with people.
I like the Quake 3 idea. Maybe we'll look into that. New version of GE Proton. Don't call it Proton GE.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. You never left. Yeah, so GE Proton 8.4 is out. As usual, it comes with the latest and greatest Git pulls for VKD3D, DXVK, D9VK, all that nonsense. But there's a bunch of Fall Guys fixes here. You no longer need a Proton fix for it. And speaking of Fall Guys, when it's doing the EAC online services setup, once it hits step 2, you need to hit cancel, or else it will like report that it failed to download the file, even though the file is there. Yeah, so I don't know. Fall Guys works fine on like stock Proton, so I guess if there's really a feature you need, or if you want like some of the FSR shit that's in GE, then maybe this is what you want. But still, it's good to see. This is one of those things where it's like, yeah, if your game doesn't run on vanilla Proton, give GE a shot. There's sometimes the magic sauce makes it work.
That should be step 1. But yeah, no, I like how games just tend to work fine, even if the Epic online services fail miserably. Returnal, that's the one for me. Whenever I start Returnal, it gives the little window. Attempting to install Epic Online Services. Failed. Good. Go away so I can play the game. Thank you.
I always keep Proton G around just to, just in case. Sometimes you might want to try it. And, ever since I find myself using it less and less now that Valve has made available Proton Experimental Bleeding Edge, because that's like my crazy unhinged one that I play with more often than not. But I did use this, if you noticed. I've had it now for like a year and a half. I was joking about it last night during Trackmania coming out with us. Shameless plug. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Jordan's even got a copy of this. It came with his video card, I think.
It came with my motherboard, but yeah.
Motherboard. All right. Same thing.
Same shit. I was genuinely surprised because it threw me off because like, oh yeah, go click on this link to download the hardware verifier, and the URL says exe, but it downloads the shell script, and I'm like, what? Oh, sure, okay, fine, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't. I remember talking to you about that. Like, what? That was kind of interesting.
It worked.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is always traditionally, I don't know if it's a problem with, well, it's been a problem with AMD and NVIDIA as well. I don't know how it's been solved on the Steam Deck, but it will just freeze. It was like a race condition. It would end up if it dropped too many frames. Like, the solution's been...
Yeah, the issue I had when I was trying to play it was like Proton didn't have like support for, or no, it was the NVIDIA driver didn't have support for like a specific Vulkan extension, and it just like wouldn't start up. It had the support on AMD but not on NVIDIA because they were waiting. Yeah,
that's no longer the problem. The problem is if there's a fluctuation with frame rate, it'll just hard lock. And so the solution's been to cut it down to potato quality and like lock it at like whatever you can run stably. And this is a Ubisoft Assassin's Creed title, so good luck with that.
Need to buy more quartz.
That seems to be fixed. And the only thing I'm still having a problem with Assassin's Creed is outside of the launcher, Ubisoft, and is when it starts, it just kind of hangs. And it takes like a minute and a half doing whatever it's doing there, but it always launches, which really zaps my ability to pop in, play for a minute, and pop back out. But being an Ubisoft Assassin's Creed title, 6 hours in, ladies and gentlemen, and last night I got to the title screen.
Amazing.
Yeah. Welcome to Ubisoft.
What's your thought on like just as a random tangent? I've noticed that in like movies now they're moving the title screen to the very, very end. They don't do it at the beginning of the film anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not something I
haven't been to the movies in a while.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, yeah. Like I mean, even if you're watching them online,
do they have sound?
No, it's like we
the piano?
talkies are like the talkies are too
it's projected in black and white onto the bark of a tree.
Yes,
there's no
always with the tree.
Farm. No, you have to look in the Zoe trope and like spin it fast so that you can see the lady move around, right?
Dope.
Like, yeah, you don't even get to see the title card until the very, very end.
No, I think anybody familiar with the Assassin's Creed knows just how long into the game. I remember playing with Odyssey even when we were doing the Google Stadia
Project Stream.
Yeah, the closed version of that. It was like 4 hours in. Yeah. It's like,
and now post Stadia, there's nothing.
Whatever.
There's a controller that doesn't work terribly well over Bluetooth. You got to plug it in if you want, reliable input.
Let's tell the people about some new games this week. This one comes from something that we covered back in episode 353.
Yep, it was in early access at the time, not anymore, and the developers actually sent us some keys. Thank you very much. El Hug with a message to go with them. Hi, our game was made on Linux for Linux using free and open source software, smiley face. Okay, there is one exception, Substance Painter, but it works on Linux, smiley face. And we probably won't use it again. Okay. We will be very grateful if you give our tower defense game a chance, smiley face. My husband and I have been developing this game with no budget, no marketing for many, many years.
I can respect that.
Yeah, and like,
okay.
And according to the Steam page, it's fairly open source. Like, it's done in Godot. It's 3D Godot too, which is pretty impressive because like not too many people have taken that plunge. Most people still, even though Godot has done a lot of work in their 3D stuff, they're still mostly known as a 2D engine. The graphics are done via Blender, which is cool. Sure, Foxy is very, very happy about that. And yeah, it's just like a cutesy tower defense game. It's got a demo. It's got couch co-op. I'm gonna give. Normally, we're pretty harsh on couch co-op, but this is like a hobby project and a labor of love. Sweet matrimonial biblical love.
Yeah,
But,
basically just have if you and your husband at this point are still together, good job. Good job to both of you.
Ye of little faith. If you get a chance, send an email into the show. Love to get you on the show. Talk about what the development cycle is about this. Speaking of like the moving the joke position, that'd be a great one of the first couple people to have on, just talk about the nuts and bolts of setting everything up, and especially what you struggled with under Linux with Substance Painter.
Substance Painter.
Did you have to run that? Yeah, I want to know what the workaround was for that. Go check this out. It's available on Steam. It's currently it is. There's a demo available, so you get an extra good for that. It is currently $9.99, evil when it does handstands, and I mean. Neat.
Substance 3D Painter costs £125.
Are you sure that's not like a 1 week license?
The fuck?
Well, no,
that's.
I guess that's why they're not going to be using it again. So.
Ooh, okay, that's not
power through it, Pedro. I got faith. Come on.
Speaking of difficulties importing things to Linux, we got one game update here. Imagine Earth. They have Linux support and 55% off on the game right now, and this is pretty neat because they're like, hey, we've done a lot of work in optimizing our strategy game for playing with a gamepad. We've looked at how other strategy games, do gamepad
a bit of a chicken and egg problem here immediately because they say after receiving a lot of requests, but usually we hear we don't have anybody on Linux playing our games.
Yes, but. Now we do. And
no one.
Well, now we have this whole Steam Deck nonsense.
So, there it is. Okay, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, you can now play this game natively under Linux. It has fully revamped controls.
Fuck Planet B.
Yeah, I'm all about Planet Y.
Planet L.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much it. You can play your real-time strategy 4X game on your deck natively on Linux now, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, they're thinking about even if you don't have a Steam Deck and you like playing with a controller, you get things like these rings, right? You're like, okay, we need to make this playable without a keyboard and mouse, which is always interesting to see how that's applied to things like real-time strategy and the likes.
Yeah, they were saying that like, before we had like a truncated list of like stuff, but it turns out like people want the full ass menu, so you got to like optimize the UI to support all of the elements.
And doing those like radial UI bits help very much. But yeah, no, originally released in 2021. Finally on Linux. Thank you. Very much appreciated. They did send us one key on Curator Connect.
Aww.
Singular. You didn't read the little blurb.
I imagined I did.
Also, if call us, get in touch, send a message. We
want to know what it took to port your game onto the Steam Deck.
The show. We're looking for people to front load. Isn't that right, Stroy? Don't talk to me like that, Stroy. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the videos. What is this? It's regularly $24.99, $11.24 right now, half off, over half off. Mm-hmm. So if you are into colony, sim building, sci-fi, relaxing, 3D space stuff that you can play on deck, go check it out.
Indeed. All right, I think that's gonna do it for the Steam news segment. Coming up next, NVIDIA makes a very reluctant move, and Intel's smoking some weird PCP, man. They've just have some new stuff coming out of left field. Yeah, $150 for 12 gigabytes on a video card. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Right.
Right?
It's like Intel isn't trying to pretend that the spot price on GDDR6 is now the lowest it's ever been in history.
Yeah.
Which is
Don't tell Nvidia that. Oh wait, no, they're already releasing the supers.
We're going to talk about this in the news segment, but like $25 for 8 gigs is like what spot price is. You factor in, Nvidia, Intel, whoever, they don't buy the memory directly. They get it through Samsung or whoever, but they do that. They do Q&A on it, whatever. And you're probably looking at like, I don't know, maybe $40 for 8 gigs. Maybe.
$100.
Damn it, Jensen. I knew that was you.
Did you say $40? You meant $100.
This is something I want clarified, though. We're going to be talking about the NVIDIA Super Series making its triumphant return. What I can't tell, but I fully believe once you say it's NVIDIA, is this go around instead of like upgrading anything other than the memory, this is just memory.
The previous Super ones did have like...
They were faster.
Yeah. The higher clock speeds and a couple of extra cores. So, yeah.
Is NVIDIA just that hostile to this point? We're like, no, exact same card. We're putting a different memory kit on it, and you get it, and it's like got zip ties on it.
Oh yeah, it's like hot glue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a bunch of the more agreeably priced NVIDIA cards have open module slots on the PCB. So there's already been
You mean
speculation.
unpopulated?
Yeah, thank you. I could not think of the word. Yeah, they have like 2 unpopulated slots for memory. So yeah, no, they could easily.
You know what? Microwave-sized horses is getting a vote. Weird PCP. PCP. All right, I'll toss that one in. Yeah, let's bring back socketed GDDR6. Nobody will mess that up.
We just need DIMM slots on video cards, man. Let me bring my own memory.
Think about how many pins that would be on that DIMM.
I know.
Laptop memory.
Which is DIMM slots that long. Well, I mean, socketed. Yeah, I guess but socketed BGA exists. Like, that's a real thing. But I would not want to be responsible for the RMA procedure for people trying to remove, enter, and install that.
Yep. Well, you know, this is where the meme of like putting the heat lotion underneath on the pins is what you you actually need this, right?
The egregious misapplication of judgment that we've all seen online of people just doing what would be to, I think, all of us suck at nature installing a CPU.
When we first started, there was always that like little lack of confidence of like, am I using too much? Am I using not enough? And nowadays it's just like
it's like put the little ball in the middle and then squish it out to make sure all the air goes out. Yep. There, done.
That was the like the first system I built once I realized that thermal paste wasn't electrically conductive. Mm-hmm. Like that changed the game for me. My teenager self in the 90s. I'm like, oh, there we go.
Dude, when I was cleaning out my old MSI laptop to like to replace one of the fans, like literally the side of the CPU was like caked in thermal goop. I'm like, this is overpasted to high hell. What the hell? So I did like the littlest, most ginger dabs when I replaced everything, and it's like, that's fine.
Yeah, last time, I mean, my current, whatever you'd want to call it, is well, except for this Threadripper, I did like the multi-dot cross, whatever. Yeah. I summoned open a gates of hell, whatever, with all that shit. But, yeah, like on a regular size one, yeah, I just do like one drop, get out a credit card.
Mine is either I'll do like the dot in the middle, or I'll do like one in each corner and the little one on the middle, and give it the monster mush.
Yeah, I've never been, because like when I do the mush, I immediately want to go.
Yeah, you want to pull it out,
right?
And
yeah, like pop it out. That's how you introduce air.
That's why I always take a sponge or a flat piece and like just do that process, so I know I have complete coverage, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. Did I get it all? It doesn't matter. If you got like 70% of it, you're good.
And these days, I just use thermal pads, man. And live in that future.
Yep.
Done. Put them on once. Oh, you're moving computer? All right, take it off. Put it on the other one.
It was fun watching you fight with like trying to like have it stay on the thing while you're.
That was like a special thing of hell. Like, yeah, because I had to install the heatsink upside down with a motherboard.
Yeah. That was a fun little 20 minutes.
That's fun to go back and watch, but like, talk about like if I just had one extra hand.
Yeah, and that's usually like when I'm like, Lonnie, come here and hold this for a second. I can fight with this for 20 minutes, or I can just get another person to come here and hold it still, and it'll be done in like 3.
The biggest crux of that was like, if I could get on the ground with this thing.
Yeah, if you can do like the car overhang thing with like the dolly.
It was completely doable. Trying to do it here and make sure it's in focus with the camera without my head being on top of it too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was entertaining. Like it made for good content.
It was definitely entertaining. I did not get any work done watching that happen.
Like, ooh, is it gonna happen?
Yeah, so watching you, and it fell. Oh, is he gonna get it? Look at it go.
I was going to do the thing, but I didn't have the right time, because if you get the thermal grizzly ones, they're cloth like.
Oh, so they have a bit of friction to them?
Not really, but you can lick them. Moisture. Just stick it right. And yeah, don't worry, that saliva will get vaped right up.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot down there.
It boils off really quick.
Really hot and a lot of pressure. So yeah.
Now everyone saw that. I think I posted it. Did I post it? Scrolling. AMD Threadripper. We're getting a Pro 79WX workstation and regular 7900X HEDT, and everybody who's interested in Threadripper is mad at AMD. Mad.
But isn't it more Threadripper? People wanted more Threadripper.
Oh, mad, Pedro. Like, mad. Not even me. Like, I bought in late to first gen, knowing that I could upgrade to second gen, and I'm like, cool. Build within the budget and what I need, not some crazy psychotic system. But if you bought that second generation, like, why do we got to change the socket? AMD said, well, for future compatibility, we got to do this. So STRX4, it's this new socket. Don't worry about it. And they released one series of Threadripper processors for it, and they killed it. Can you imagine going out and buying a $900 CPU and a $600 motherboard for exactly one generation? I mean, yes, somewhere Intel's blushing.
Even Intel knows that you get at least 2 generations out of them.
So then they killed that, and they say, no, don't worry, Threadripper's not dead, it's Threadripper Pro. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to, oh, Lord, no, I'm not going to be able to afford your $1,000 motherboards and $1,300 CPUs. But don't worry, everyone, AMD's coming back to the table. I'm like, we probably won't do that again.
That's what happens when you get into a very dominant position.
Who's assuming the position?
Consumers.
Yes.
People who bought into the Threadripper.
Ah, yes.
Because AMD's bringing back the Threadripper non-pro, and I don't trust AMD on that.
They've just jerked people. This is like what, number 4?
Yeah, no, they did. Just to recap, they did the first socket STR.
Yep.
And that's when I have it. Did first gen, second gen Threadrippers. Then they did STRX4, which was in their whole thing. They said, like, we got to do this because it's for upgradability down the road. So we can do these. They released exactly one series of chips for it and killed the project. Mm-hmm. Then they came out with Threadripper Pro, which was too expensive for anybody outside of businesses to get. So now they're coming back into the consumer market with Threadripper again, going, hey, buy this whole new platform from us. We won't do it a third time.
Yeah. So this is number 4 pretty much. Like, yeah.
They've burnt bridges on that front, man.
Next one's just gonna be an Intel system out of spite.
No. Epic.
Ah.
Yeah, I've already made up my mind about, like, even before this was announced, this was just recently, this has been leaked. It hasn't even been officially announced. Gamers Nexus kind of, well, Noctua, I guess, leaked it. Because at Computex, they had, like, one of the little title cards for one of the coolers, and it was, like, upcoming Threadripper CPUs, and, no, like, even, like, HEDT consumer stuff, might as well just get an Epic system. Motherboard's going to be cheaper, and you know what? They're not going to drop support for Epic CPUs like they will with Threadripper.
They'd have a lot of companies worth more money than them breathing down their necks.
Well, I mean, then you get the multiple generations. You get 702 and 703 for Epic, which, like, 3rd gen, they're still crazy expensive. They found a bug in 2nd gen Epic CPUs. If you leave them up and running for 3 years straight, there could be stability issues.
Okay.
Yes, that is a use case, yes.
I mean, like, Epic is like enterprise server grade shit, right? Like, so yeah, 3 years uptime is like a reasonable-ish expectation.
No, it's not. I want everyone to start dumping them on eBay.
How dare! How dare!
Can't trust them anymore.
But, I mean, you can get an Epic motherboard for like $500 from Supermicro, and you get 8-channel memory, and you get 128 PCI Express lanes, unlike what you're going to get with Threadripper, which is still going to be quad-channel memory, and you're going to get 64 PCI Express lanes. Which is all I fucking care about. I don't know.
Not very often, Alan. Alan brings up a very good point. Oftentimes, yeah, you know, you're just doing bulk orders. Like, yeah, let's rip all this old shit out and replace it with new stuff, right?
Right. Wait, I'm thinking about the system resellers, the cannibalizers, the ones who get all the racks and sell them for parts.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the dangerous things that I've learned about doing my research into Epic CPUs is you got to make sure they're not locked. Because all of those have the security where you can lock it to that particular device or brand or manufacturer or motherboard.
Right, so you can't pull them and...
Although it doesn't stop them. People still pull them and sell them, and they're like locked. I'm like, who's buying that? That is...
Is there like an easy way to unlock it? Or you just like straight up need the OG motherboard?
I think you have to have like within that serial range of whatever motherboard. Like if you happen to have that ProLiant or whatever it was at that time. E-fuse. Turns E-fuses make refuses. I don't like stuff ending up in the landfill. I mean, I understand the security implementation. This is why we need to start soldering chips back onto the motherboard, people. Like Apple. With a RAM.
Yes. Or Lenovo with the RAM.
Or Asus with the RAM.
Why are we doing this shit again?
Pennies, man.
Dell, the XPSs with the soldered RAM, yeah.
This is going to be a very real thing, people. Like this is where we joke about it now, but it's going to be part of life. We're going to start. It's going to be the norm, like especially moving to ARM.
Oh yeah, for especially with like the SoC stuff, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Like your memory is going to be part of your chip, so you're going to have to make that decision from the get-go.
Yeah, and you know, hardware manufacturers would love to lock you into that decision because either like, oh, you need to buy a second one if you want to upgrade, or you just got to pay for the top of the line. And there's no middle ground. That's some boo boo.
I mean, that's going to bring in the question of like, this is why I'm curious about like ARM on non-Mac, how the rest of the industry is going to follow suit, because there's going to be some type of GPU on chip, but probably nobody's going to be doing it like Apple's doing it, like dedicating chunks to it. So we're still going to have PCI Express of some sorts, an external storage, an actual.
Yeah, well, like for consumer PCs, you'll need to have some level of modularity. But I wonder if companies will just be like, oh, well, we're just going to start sunsetting that because like the SoC model is like a lot more profitable. We're just like regardless of whether it's like a technical idea, the financials make more sense.
But there's going to be there's going to be the AMD ARM wrapper.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be like traditional like modular computing, like personal computing is going to become more and more niche. I think is the unfortunate reality until
It can't get too much more niche because it's already pretty niche. Like
right, yeah, because like yeah.
But you know what? Building a new computer is going to be easy. He's like, can you put in 6 screws? Done. Oh yeah, plug it in. There you go. All right.
Well, you never told me I had to plug anything in. This is some bullshit. I want my money back. You said it was wireless.
We don't live in Japan. You got to put it out on the balcony. Oh, imagine your modern PC builder pulling chips. That's frightening. You know what? I would trust somebody who was crazy into mechanical keyboards. I'd trust them with a chip puller and some light direction.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy the kits and solder your own keyboard.
That's something I'd like to do, but I wouldn't use the keyboard.
Then why do it?
Just for
say that you
sake
did.
of doing it, man.
Why have a PlayStation 4 taking up space in your house?
I mean,
you're just gonna let it sit there and collect.
It would be enjoyable. The building process. Everything must have an absolute purpose, Mateus. I'm sorry, I forgot.
It was free,
and it's taking up valuable space in your crap pile.
It's taking up laptop space.
Yeah,
as long as that's there. I can't buy any more laptops
in your crap pile.
Do you know you could put your Microsoft virtual reality headset?
It's not mine, and it's going back to the office on Monday because it's shit.
It's not his. It's like you're not my child.
Reality. Augmented reality.
Because he doesn't like it. Yeah. AR. We're not even fucking around. Pedro, you have Microsoft's AR headset.
Can you wear that for the rest of the episode?
Hold on.
We have to enter the Matrix, Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'm getting.
Yes.
Hang on. Let me see. Okay, I'm getting some vibes. Let me see if I can find the right image here.
I'm getting like techno Russian, like techno Siberian.
Really?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. See, here's where I'm going with it, man. Here. Let me see if you can tell when I switch off Pedro. See if you can tell when I switch away from Pedro.
Very close, yes.
Can you tell when I
Except
switch
my
away
hair
from
is
Pedro?
real.
Just barely.
Okay.
Just barely. There's like a telltale shimmer, and then that's how I can tell.
Okay, all right. Remember to put those on during the 8-mail segment because I want to get a screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't wear them.
Ghost in the Shell, Pedro edition. Standalone Pedro.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell sap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looked really interesting, and it was just sitting in a cupboard. So I figured, you know what? Let's ask my boss if I could take them home. She said yes, so I did. I tried them around, tried as much of the stuff that it has on there, and then I looked up. It's like, okay, where's like the repo of more stuff?
Pedro mnemonic.
Yeah, no, these are shit.
Cyber Pedro 2077.
Do not buy the HoloLens.
Oh
2.
shit, Pedro! I was just about to go burn $3,000 on one. Thanks. Whoa, dodge that bullet.
Well, it's too late now. Fuck.
It's in the mail.
Do not.
You should at least get like a little whiteout Sharpie writer and put 9,000 on one of the lenses.
Over 9,000. Hold on, I have to like shave my head bald and like hang out behind Pedro in my underwear and be like, "What does the scouter say about his power level?"
Johnny Mnemonic. Oh god.
And then there was the FMV game as well.
I'm blissfully unaware of that. That's probably
Yeah, it was like a fully like live action acted like FMV game of Johnny Mnemonic that came out like a year before the Keanu Reeves one did.
We were talking about FMV games. Like that was a really derpy time because the entire like game design was like, we can put the video in a game.
Yeah.
What about the game? They're like, there might have been like 10% game in one of those games.
Well, like I think they're doing like interesting stuff with it now. Like, have you seen Contradiction?
Mm-mm.
That one's interesting where they like do it as like a murder mystery. So like you have to like talk to all the people and like get all their stories and figure out like who's lying based on like the contradicting information. So like, yeah, I think there's definitely that moment in the 90s where like Wing Commander or The Seventh Guest or like Phantasmagoria where everyone's like, oh my god, interactive movies.
I gotta say, like, The Seventh Guest had a lot of game in it comparative to a lot of the FMV, like the Sherlock Holmes game where you were just watching.
Wasn't The Seven Guests like 9 discs or something though? Like
the first one, it was, I think I got a binder with a copy of that in there, so I don't know if it was 9. I want to say that was like Riven.
Okay, like I vaguely remember
the
that
X-Files
being like
game was 6 CDs.
Not The Seventh Guest. We're not thinking about it. Damn it, Phantasmagoria is what I'm thinking about.
That was 2. That was only 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Seventh Guest was only 2 CDs, huh? Okay.
How many discs was Riven? It was more than 6, I think.
Ribbon.
Yeah, the X-Files game. I remember seeing the
5.
box
5.
on the store, and it's like 6 CDs. Like,
And you could get a single DVD version of it as well.
If you were rolling like that back in the day.
Yeah.
1997 with a DVD.
Dark Side of the Moon FMV game.
And now it just runs in ScumVM. So, like, you can run it off a flash drive. Man,
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Speaking of Scum, you guys remember that, like, Myst Remake Anniversary Edition where it was like, oh, sorry, we can't support Linux? You're building this on ScumVM. How?
Reasons.
Did you get the special version of ScumVM that doesn't run on Linux?
Dude, middleware. I'm like, nah, bro.
What middle? ScumVM?
That's always been a hang up with mine of like, just say, yeah, I don't want to. And we're cool.
Yeah, it's like, this is why you gotta pay your taxes, but I don't wanna.
Don't need excuses. Just be like, hell, I mean, I'm not going to be your BFF. You're like, fuck Linux. Like, all right, that's legitimate.
Like, and that's the thing, like, yeah, I can be mad at you for you giving me the answer I don't like, but, like, I'm going to be madder if you lied to me. Like,
it's better than, like, coming up with, like, we can, man. Scum doesn't... Or then you find out that there's somebody that doesn't know that Scum's available for Linux, then you start questioning the entire company.
I did that with Monty Cook Games and their Darkest House product. I'm like, this is an Electron app. I literally just extracted your app from the Windows executable, and I'm running this natively on Linux now. It took me 4 minutes to do. You're telling me you can't support Linux? We don't think we can support it to the level of quality. I'm like, it's whatever. I'm not, whatever.
Yeah, it's just a browser game, man.
Yeah, it's literally just a browser. Like, what do you want?
I'll tell you what I want, Jordan. Do you know what I want in my browser?
Two dudes kissing.
Probably been in my browser at some point, man.
That I mean, you know what? I'm normally pretty cynical about like the Pride Month logos, but Opera GX had a pretty good one.
What was it?
It's just straight up two black dudes kissing. That's like their main Twitter avatar.
Good
People
on.
got so mad. People got so fucking mad. I'm like,
So what I want in my desktop is a browser. So this is browser-based desktop
okay.
that you install on Linux.
It's Windows XP's active desktop, but on Linux.
Oh, this is cross-platform. This is like one of the interesting things about it. I'm going to play around with it. We're talking about KaraHQ.com. Here, I'll put a link in. It's available for Linux, Windows, Mac OS, and Chrome OS. If you have Chromium installed, you can just try it right on the desktop.
Yeah, and they're doing a Fedora-based operating system.
I don't want to download it.
I thought you don't need to download it. You can just run it in a browser, right? Right?
You got to install it. I mean, it's a legitimate desktop manager.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, I want to see how that works. I like the concept of it, of like a unifying
Yeah, just like
interface.
yeah.
For everything.
Talking about like PC and Mac, like floppy disks, or it was just like the topic of floppy disk, like PC and Mac formatting was like, man, remember when file systems are still a fucking problem in 2023? I've format like, yeah, like I guess VFAT is like, or XFAT is now a little bit more permissively licensed, but like there isn't really a good cross-platform file system otherwise.
Well, I've always considered formatting my thumb drives in ext4 a security measure.
Oh yeah, it's top. It's yeah, absolutely, it's a security bit.
No one else is gonna be able to open it.
For sure,
But, well, no, I think on Windows now you can read ext4, right? Or do you have to have WSL and like set up?
that's a good question. I don't know.
You can read BTRFS on Windows and write too. ext4, I don't know.
BTRFS, I know they probably want to do because of like the Docker integration, where you can like have like layers applied to like specific snapshots, which is
WSL.
really powerful. Yeah, which is super powerful for like doing containers.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point, though. Like, 2023 file system you never should have to think about file systems.
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays it's like Google Drive is kind of or like OneCloud or
Yeah.
whatever the Microsoft equivalent is,
OneDrive.
Oh, did you see the
One
thing
more
with
thing.
Microsoft with Internet Explorer no longer allows you to delete your synced web history from Edge?
The one where it's like the Microsoft UK translation GIF file where it's like compress the postal code file, that got me.
Yeah.
Like, man, someone that's AI translation for you, man. Like,
Dude, Cortana on
yeah.
that. Yeah, would you? In dot postal.
No
Like,
fucks were given with that translation.
That's what I want to know. Does it like actually create a .postcode file? That would be hysterical if it actually like
Rename it dot postcode. Yeah.
yeah. Alan, there isn't a good way. You basically have to like, Google Drive it, or
Yeah.
have like,
Even if you're just running an internal own cloud or Nextcloud,
Omegatrix.
whatever it's called now.
yeah. Wait, did I kill that Pepsi already? What the fuck? Did I black out and just like drink an entire liter of pop? I think
You didn't so much as black out as you didn't pay attention, but
I guess,
probably.
yeah. Okay.
You did hold up the bottle, and it only had a little bit at the end, so yeah.
Okay, empty now. Ooh.
That's not a terrible price. Poly Voyager.
Video cards have gone down. Like they have 6800 XTs now for like $600, which is pretty good.
Yep. That's 600 Canadian.
Yeah, 600 Canadian. But
yeah, no, it is 6800 XTs. You can get them used for under £400 now. The 6950s, brand new, you can get them for around £600, which is really good. That's a really good price for that card. If you can justify it.
But like seeing some of the stuff the issues you had with like the recording via like VOP, I think for streaming, unless like OBS comes out with some like AMF
that
support.
issue was actually because I was using the CPU. It was X264 on the CPU.
Okay.
As soon as I changed to VA API H265, it stopped doing that.
Okay, all right, then maybe
so
that's less of a concern.
Whatever OBS is doing.
Yeah, because my concern was like, okay, well, if it's gonna cause problems with like streaming, I might as well just stick with NVIDIA, just because like NVENC is kind of a known quantity.
And newer cards have better NVENC.
Yeah.
So you're getting better image quality for the same bit rate.
Yeah.
Which is
like,
you're inevitably going to suffer if you change to an AMD card.
Yeah, I think at this point though it's a pricing thing. We're gonna talk about the new supers, and I looked at like, because I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna get a 40, like originally my plan is, well, let's do the 4070, and if they have the 4070 like 16 gig, oh, that's still $1,000. No, thank you. Yeah.
Remember when you could get a top of the line TI for $1,000?
Yeah.
Get a Titan for $1,000.
So it's like, I could also just pay $150 and get that Intel card.
Yeah, that's as soon as Twitch starts accepting AV1 ingestion. Yeah.
Well, they can still do H.265.
Yes.
So like,
can they do H.265?
The Intel ones?
Twitch?
Yeah. Or, Twitch. I don't know if Twitch.
No, HEVC encoding, be it AV1 or H.265, is YouTube only.
Okay.
You're never going to get 265 dedicated because you got to pay a license for that.
Ah, right.
Which admittedly is cheap, but yeah, you have to wait for like AV1 encoding. But then again, I mean, even the Intel cards are going to have their version of like quick sync on them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what
but that might also require you to install the binary drivers.
You need to install the Intel SDK, at least. That's what you used to do if you wanted quick sync working previously.
I have so many questions for the Intel card that nobody has answered, but I just like, yeah.
It's $150, so like, might just grab one to answer those questions yourself.
I mean, the community, you're not alone. Like, I got pretty much every single question that you got, plus some extra ones with content creation stuff. And I'm like, no one's covering this. So,
it's kind of out of left field for Intel, but it's like, it's kind of a welcome move, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take a look. Like, even that, or if I can find like a 770 on sale. Because then again, I don't want to fucking buy a video card just to test the things. And like, what do you do with it then? Like that, what we're going to be talking about makes a little more sense because like it's not taking up any room really.
Yeah, it's a single slot and like you bought it for multimedia production, so that's what it's there for.
It's also low profile if you want it, if you're nasty.
I guess if you take the fan off.
No, they have the little one,
little-
the A50.
Okay.
Is it A50?
A60.
A60.
Hmm.
It's got like mini display ports. Remember those?
Mini DP.
We have those cables at work because of the Macs that doctors like to bring in to attend meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, you have the mini display port adapter to VGA, HDMI, and display port.
I have one of those cables because of the Acer monitor. And if you put it on the, because it's got full size display port, but it's got mini display port because that was the style at the time. So when you change, because it does the round robin, you know, you can't select like which display you want to go to. It's just go to the next one. And it's the first display instead of being the last display, so you don't have to wait. So I got that cable. And I think I have one adapter in the top drawer in the studio drawer thing of connectors, and just in case. Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do it.
We're going to make a
We
sales
got,
pitch. We can get
We
Jordan's
got
soup. Yeah, that's in there.
people's. Okay, cool.
Ah.
That's just on the checklist every week. Is like, do we got anyone at the last minute? No.
Well, I can check in a second. So with email.
The two last entries on the ticker
Yep.
there are still
Yep.
Gamotron and Nubbin.
Yeah, we're good.
Yep, you got those, but yeah.
Perp.
All right.
All right.
Works
Pause.
out for me.
Records. You know what? I'm just going to check these recordings just because that one time that was a pain in the ass to fix. That's recording. Good. Ah. All right. Is Discord, have you enabled a way to cut off like chat from like these rooms? Like our live room has a separate chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. I only learned recently that like the video rooms have like the aside chat rooms as well. So
That doesn't confuse people when you have a live chat.
yeah,
I forget who it was. It was somebody watching the live stream. Like, I've been chatting to myself for like 30 minutes.
like you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Open chat.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, to the news. In 3, 2.
The news. Yes, it's that time. Before we get to the actual meat of the newsy bits,
Who
we
gets
need
to be the potato?
Yeah,
I am potato.
we need to roll
Hear
them
me roar.
potatoes out and well, effectively peel our skin so that you can give us money.
Yes. If you want to see me pull a potato domo and dive into a pot of soup, head on over to patreon.com/linuxgamecast, where you get some actual cool stuff like getting into our Discord channel, which we're at the other 6 days of the week. You can also get into our Discord by subbing to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/linuxgamecast. Speaking of, we got
Something up for you right now?
Yeah, we got to thank Gamotron and Nubbin for subbing to us on Twitch. Bunch of cool people there. But yeah, Ben, you have a thingy posted on the Patreon as well.
We got a new thing up, interfacing Linux at PreSonus Studio 24C. My thoughts, opinions. I always like throw it up a couple days early. Take a look at it. Make sure it didn't make any like really bad grammatical errors. This one's a long one. It's like 20 minutes long, but I had to test it with 2 digital audio workstations just for completeness. And yeah. And before I posted that, you know, things like, hey, do you get any questions about these things before we go ahead and make the video? That's there.
Yeah. There was one that I think when you did the it was one of the videos you did where like it was the Firewire one where Nemo had a really good question that you didn't cover in the video, and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta add like a little coloring to the written thing because like you wouldn't know unless like you knew specifically to ask. So.
Yeah, this is like the most difficult thing to do, and it doesn't just necessarily apply to like content creation, but any type of like technical documentation that you're writing to get out of your own head space, because people are not coming at it with the like knowledge that you have and like questions that you would assume to you just be obvious or
because it always makes perfect sense in your head until you actually like try to express it to someone
things
else.
You would never think about.
Yeah.
So we always appreciate that feedback. Plus, you get the live and uncut version of this nightmare train that runs for about 4 hours every Saturday night in a handy, convenient podcast form, along with the video. Same thing for Linux Weekly Daily Wednesdays. Come hang out with us. That gets you access to our Discord, which gets you in for our game streams on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Yes. Thursday is going to be interesting. I'm going to attempt time travel portal with empty, and we're just going to be on a lot of drugs in the process. So go watch us get very, very frustrated at each other. Yeah, so much aspirin, some Tylenol, just chug. Every time we fail to solve the puzzle, you just down a bottle of NyQuil.
I don't want anyone showing up for the wrong reasons. Don't show up just because you want to see two stoners get angry at each other.
Do it because you want to egg us on. That's why you got to show up.
Encourage it.
Be the enabler.
Right. Yeah, and then you're doing Trackmania still on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Use the change Tuesdays and Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for something, if you're looking for a group of people to get together with, oh man, we finished in second, third, and fifth in the new Trackmania on Fridays. We played Trackmania 2020. We did the Cup of the Evening. Team LGC. We got our own little club. We were representing up there in the top 10 spots.
Nice.
Myself, Ogie, and Turbo. We did pretty good. No one expects it. It's a lot of like, oh, hey, let's get knocked out of the first round. But more often than not, we're in the top 10 being stressed out for no reason.
It's that like, oh, you've been casually playing for too long that now you're like good. So now
it's one of those. It's like, this is a competition now. Oh no! And I just got Meow Max playing him in the back of my head. I'm like, and good times had by all. Hey, we got Amazon wish list. If you want to pick stuff up for us, you can do that. And you know why? That'd be just because you're not a human being, but you get to send in a note to the show. Everybody's got one. Pedro's got one filled with files, everything you need for home entry, including getaway sneakers. It's been a while since I've seen the classic getaway sneakers.
Yeah.
Maximum sneaking. That's pretty cool. Jordan is in desperate need of, did you add that to your wish list yet?
I did, yeah.
There it is. One of these. I like this.
Yeah, I also want that drive bay, man. Like,
I really want Jordan to get somebody to get this microphone because Jordan's doesn't have to lean into the microphone anymore. Because look at the boy, He's good at turning into like a little dinosaur and hunchback. He's like, nah. I want one of those too, by the way. There's one for the studio. I want it for completely different reasons. We got a bunch of stuff for the studio, up to and including LED lights, because I need more of those. Because man, I love my fucking RGBs, baby, and video cards, all the stuff like that. I do appreciate.
We got a store as well. We forgot to mention store.linuxgamecast.com. Where you can buy
there.
Yes, where you can buy your tote bags, hoodies, coffee cups, all that LGC merch you can use to represent LGC. If you want to put my face in your cleavage, you can. If you want to put Frank's face in your cleavage, you also can. If you want to put Pedro's face there, too bad.
Tough.
We could do a Pedro sticker, like a Pedro DLC.
Yes.
Oh, hang on.
No, it would be DLP, downloadable Pedro.
No, maybe I can make like I gotta check because there's a billing things on Spring. Maybe there's a patch, so we could make it be a physical patch that you could
Pedro
iron
patch
on.
Yeah, patch throw. Can we get him? Can we get him with like the O face?
No. We get like Hanson t-shirts and we put the Pedro patch over one of them.
No. We need to do like Nirvana t-shirts, but it's just all Pedro instead of.
Dude, the one that Empty did with the
Dr.
Beautiful
Dismateus.
People.
Yeah.
The Beautiful People album cover, but it's my face.
No. The Rocky Horror one. The Rocky Horror LGC crew. Yeah.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah, I got that on a shirt.
That thing still lives. I think that's like my personal Patreon login avatar still. So, yeah. Good job on that one, Empty. Thanks for your support. We got a bunch of cool stuff lined up. Always playing around. Letting us do what we do. Watch us live, 8:30. Here on Twitch. Share the show. Tell people about it. If you want, you can be our marketing department because we all know we need one at some point. And again, what I talked about earlier in the show, if you know anybody doing game dev, and like that, might want to pop on the show. We'd love to talk to them.
If you are a game dev, you want to get on the show, hit us up.
There you go. Now, on to the news. And I switched over to this, and I thought this was going to be like, I thought that was like super bright green card. My
green
brain
screen.
Wanted to believe. NVIDIA, ladies and gentlemen, 4000 series super. That's right. NVIDIA, we're doing this again. It's VRAM heaven. NVIDIA is worried by Intel Battle Mage. Not really. AMD competition, a recent 4000 super specs leak. Lots of VRAM. So we were having this discussion during the in-between time, during the sessions before.
Gotta plug our Patreon. You gotta watch the whole uncut version if you want to get all the.
There we go. Endless shilling, people. You thought you skipped past it. Too bad.
Oh, no escape.
Patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. So we're looking at the specs. Now I need to do A-B comparison with the actual cards, but what we're going to be looking at is you can get a 4 gigabyte booster pack for your 4000 series cards for an extra $100, which is like extra laughable when you think about.
To be fair, like the 4060 Ti has 4300 CUDA cores, so going to 5120 is a bit of a bump. And it's also the 4060 Ti, so you have the 8 gig version and the 16 gig version. So with that one, they just said, "No, you got 12 gigs in the middle." Yeah. So that.
But what about this though? Why are we still only doing 24 gigabytes on the 4090? I want that should be higher for $2,000. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. Who is buying the 4090 at this point, right? Like, you gotta like have that be the regular 4090 price if someone's gonna even consider that. Like, yeah, Nvidia is really being drag kicking and screaming into offering like consumer shit with more than 8 gigabytes. And like, I was looking at the 4070 previously for like a card I was gonna buy. And like, okay, well, you know, they're doing the super dupers now. What does that look like? It's an extra $100 for like a 16 gig 4070. Like, I don't know if that's gonna translate to like actual performance.
But Jordan Quang, and Jordan Spong, don't you know? GDDR6 is super expensive. No, it's not. GDDR6 has hit a all-time low, now available at $25 per 8 gig.
NVIDIA is just doing the Lenovo strategy of like, oh, you want more memory? Fuck you.
Well, AMD is too. I mean, AMD's giving you a reach around, but you're still getting fucked, homie.
Oh yeah, like AMD is at least like coming out with like some reasonable looking stuff, but like performance wise, it's not stacking
except
up with
for the low end cards like the 6400, the 6500. That was shit, AMD. That was genuinely shit.
Yeah, I mean, they were coming out swinging with like that 24 gig 7900 XTX. And then we were like, oh man, does that mean we're going to get like 18, 16 gig like consumer grade, like mid-range?
Nope. No. Not even going to release it.
Yeah, so, fuck you.
You know, your initial thought is like, you think about this and, you know, at 25 gigs, $25 for 8 gig, that's the spot price, which, you know, that's AMD and NVIDIA, they don't buy the memory directly. They get it from Samsung or whoever, and, you know, they do the QA on the memory and all that. So the price is going to go up, say, like $40 for an 8 gig module. It's not $100. I'm just going to say that. They've been kind of stingy. And again, neither AMD or NVIDIA are hungry. They've got their little niches carved out in the market. They're just like, yeah, we're cool. We're just going to roll like this. NVIDIA's just going to do fuck you because that why. And AMD's going to like slightly less fuck you because that's why. I'm like, hey, this is working for us.
We'll charge you $50 less.
So what they're not. Neither of these companies are hungry. They're not trying to buy into the market. They're not willing to give you a shit damn near it cost to get some market share, unlike Team Blue.
Oh yeah.
Showing us
this came out of nowhere.
Dude.
Like,
Arc Pro A60 graphic card, ACMG 12 GPUs, 12 gigs of VRAM, 130 watts, $130.
Ooh,
now
that's nice.
That's pretty good.
That's kind of crazy. Now, is this a gaming card? No, it's not. But if you do need something that can play some video games, maybe for your home theater PC, and it also has AV1 encoding support, 256 execution units, 16 Z cores. So this puts it right between an Arc 3 and Arc 5 series. Coming out at the end of Q2, which is right around June 30th. You got my attention.
Yeah, like if you're doing any like film or stream production, like yeah, this is like almost an insta buy.
Yep. It is it's a single slot card, and they have the pictures of the Pro there. You get 4 display ports on the front, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's a very good price proposition for
12 gigs of RAM for like for a VRAM for like on $130 like part. That's NVIDIA. What the fuck?
And the fact that it's single slot, you still get like 2, possibly 3 centimeters of space in between your other chunk of a GPU that can't do AV1. So yeah, that's like a perfect add-on.
I guess we should point out that like the 12 gig version is going to be like 175.
Yes, still
So,
that's still like considering what like both AMD and Nvidia are charging for. Like,
considering you can't get anything.
Well, again, like this requires no
price?
more mental gymnastics than rolling back to the ARC A770 with 16 gigs at $350.
Yeah,
and we were talking earlier. Like I am still kind of looking around to get maybe an A770 at some point, or maybe this, because there's Jordan's got a list and I got a list of questions that tech reviewers, they're just not going to answer because they don't know how, or they don't even know the right questions to ask for people who are in Linux content creation or certain gaming scenarios and streaming, like these are unknowns right now. So and maybe we pick up one of these.
Yeah, and like again, having just like a dedicated encoder means that you can like have more GPU dedicated to like playing your games and shit. Yeah, it's good all around.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting use case. And also using these as workstation cards as Flying Spaghetti Monster intended. Somebody hit me up on Twitter and they're like, that's not a great value. And I'm like, at $175, this is a workstation card. You buy 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. You got more VRAM you know what to do with, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's what, and they do make a point to say that all of these are they get the what is it, the VI certification, I think it's called, for a bunch of applications that industry standard and all this other fun stuff. ISV,
the ISV,
yeah, like Autodesk and Solid Edge and Maya, things like that. SolidWorks.
Yeah, it's gonna work with all of like the media creation software that like you're already probably using anyways, so it's not gonna require any. You might need to install like the NVIDIA driver or the Intel driver for it, but like beyond that, like the Blender or whatever has hooks for it.
Basically, what we want to do is find out, with that information taken, find out how well it runs Red Dead Redemption 2 under Proton. Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much. Hashtag
What's the Vulkan performance like?
Hey, NVIDIA, I saw you liked my tweets. Send me one to play with, damn it. I dare you. Facts in June. Last week we talked about x86 ARM emulation with RISC-V.
Yes, and this is x86 emulation with ARM. The FEX people, they have a new release out. This is 2306. It is the release for the month of June, and there's some interesting stuff in the blog post. Mostly about TSO emulation and how they're going to be handling it in the future. The M1 has like a native TSO implementation on die, and that saves like a huge amount of it saves a huge amount of performance because under non-Apple systems that don't have this instruction in place, you have to emulate it all via the ARM instruction sets using like all the system calls.
Eat the glorious bag of decks, Mantis Lords.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Bearing the lead. By the way, this shit can run Hollow Knight at like full speed now. Like that's just dope as hell. What the fuck?
On a third gen Snapdragon, yeah.
On an ARM CPU, and like look at that. That's like there's no slowdown. That's snappy as hell. That is just impressive as hell. They also have support for a new Arch Linux based rootfs, and a Fedora based one is coming out soon. So that is going to be pretty cool.
This is how you sell. This is selling a product right here. You're speaking my language with a Hollow Knight.
They do warn that the one of the things that they did, which was implementing support for deferring asynchronous signals, that may cause some issues. Specifically, the queue, the way that everything is queued, all the jobs are queued, that may result in some of the results not being exactly as expected. So they know about it. They're actively monitoring for games that may have an issue, and that's as good as an excuse as I can think for you to just grab your ARM device of choice, Raspberry Pi, your Pinebook, play games on it. Seriously, load up FEX and play games on it. Let them know.
Let them know. I mean, they're doing rootfs, Arch Linux support. They have a lot of work with AVX, Steam Web Helper, crash fix, which is difficult to say for some reason. That's kind of funny. One of the things that caught my attention, though, was the TSO memory emulation. Because apparently they're like, hey, with the Akashi, Asashika, Linux, The M1 processors have that built into the hardware, which I thought was kind of interesting. TSO emulation is just built in. I'm like, that's an interesting idea. Do you think that's going to be in our ARM gaming PC desktop future? We're going to see x86 emulation support in different ways, including TSO built into the silicon itself, or is that just like too far out? And I'm thinking with like Jim Keller at TensorTorrent, his little startup that's working on RISC-V, like that's right up his alley to make sure stuff like that works.
Yeah, and like running x86 apps is like a big concern of like shit in the ARM space. So having solutions to like bypass having to do like x86 instruction emulation that just like completely butt fucks your performance is going to be very, very crucial here. Especially like if you're an Amazon or an Apple or something like that who needs to like run software at scale. It's like as we move further in like this ARM future, we're going to start seeing a lot more of this kind of stuff, and it is very exciting.
No, man, you're never going to take away my x86.
You can pry my x86 64 CPU from my cold dead hands.
I don't know, man. It's where this is coming. There's also fixes for GTA 5 because, of course, there is.
Well, I mean, at this point, like, is GTA 5 the new Doom? Is like the benchmark now not can it run Doom? It's can it run GTA 5?
You know what? It makes as much sense as like dragging out the corpse of The Witcher 3 and like, look how well this runs this 8-year-old game.
Well, they released the new Witcher 3 update that introduces RTX and a couple of
I
others.
played with that for 30 minutes and I spun around a few times. I took the traditional like camera in front of me screenshot and I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it runs at 2160p with DLSS. Neat.
Yeah.
Wine dependency has been solved finally in hell.
Yes, it's so very much in hell. Bethesda's gonna have something to say about that logo.
No, they're
wine
not.
Dependency
Those are
hell
cathedrals
solver.
behind it. This is blood wine souls.
Mm-hmm. That's the Doom font, and yeah, no, the project comes from Fender was taken on GitHub, and it basically what it's trying to do is provide a collection of scripts to set up a wine prefix with everything that you may need to run a game pre-installed, or you install the things that you need, like DirectX, ASP.NET Core. I don't think a lot of games use .NET Core. Regular .NET, absolutely, but not that one. Media Foundation, PhysX, is that still a thing? And Visual C++. It's been a while since I've heard about PhysX, but the thing that caught my eye on the README is the disclaimer. Though my script installs Media Foundation dependencies, you may still exhibit unwanted behavior. How about you let me figure out which of my exhibitions is unwanted?
You know what? I would have just finished that with, you're fucking around with wine and gaming, so you knew that anyway.
Yeah, so Strider and I were chatting about this in Discord earlier. It's not like it's not so much a dependency health solver. It's more just like prime your wine prefix with all like the common libraries shit that you might need anyways. Which like could be a useful like default feature to just have like, hey, I'm gonna stamp out a new wine prefix. I know we need to have like these things installed, and like because of like the legalities of the distribution, right, with like MF Plat and .NET, you can't necessarily ship it on with the binary. You gotta like pull it in after the fact. So I see what they're trying to do here. I don't necessarily know if this will like solve all your problems, but I guess the idea is like it'll save you that step of having to like bust open wine tricks and like install the specific packages you need.
But that's
sometimes
the thing. With wine, usually less is more. I've seen many games that at least start, but they might have issues like certain elements of the UI don't appear. So you think, okay, maybe it's missing some C++ version that it doesn't have. You install it, and all of a sudden the game doesn't even start anymore.
I mean,
This will introduce more problems than it fixes if you just start applying it willy-nilly. So
to that point, it seems like acceptable best practice for wine for a lot for like at least as long as I've been using it is like basically have a separate prefix for per app because like
yes, because one dependency that is required for one game or one bit of software to run will effectively break the other one.
And if there's only some way we could containerize those, called bottles,
Pressure vessel.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a neat project. Maybe it works for you. Maybe it doesn't. Something to try out. Worst case scenario, you might learn something. Now, anybody here ever used OBS?
No.
No?
I only use XSplit.
What's an OBS?
OBS. No. You're slobs, right?
Yes. Wait. What was that one fork OBS? Was it Slobs?
Yeah.
Or
Streamlabs
yeah.
OBS.
Streamlabs OBS.
Yeah, they were like, look at us. We're OBS now. And OBS is like, you want to tell that to our lawyers? Which they can be like, here's some money. So one of the problems you might have encountered is dealing with X window composite capture. Say you got Firefox, say you got Krita, say you got a game launcher that you're in, that window title changes in OBS, fucks right off, pops a glue stick in its mouth and just goes to town. And it's like, I can't figure this out. This has always bugged me. This has been a problem since forever. This is not a new thing. This is X Windows. And I do this each and every week. One window, I constantly, either I have to have it on a blank tab, which I never remember to do. I always close a blank tab or immediately set up the show notes. If it doesn't say the exact same thing, I just get blank. So I have to go into my X composite on my sources, do the drop down, find it from the mile long list of all the stuff I have open and select it. There's a way around that. Turns out, and I was kind of happy to see it. Turns out it's not very hard to get fixed if your name is Bug. Because I tried to parse this the best I could. The window titles, basically the Windows IDs, they get changed after restart. This is how it works. It finally pissed off the right person, the aforementioned Bug, and I don't understand everything that's going on here. I'm not going to pretend I do, but this will keep your Windows name the same. You want Firefox always to be Firefox. You always want Discord to be Slappy's Happy Doom Shack. You name it that. It's never going to change. Now, it does require a little bit of manual intervention. Yeah, you got to set everything with the LD preload with title to the actual application itself.
The guy does say that sometimes this also will break stuff as well, so you may
Chromium being a notable offender.
So yeah, there it is. That's all you got to throw in. Try it out. There'll be a link in the show notes, and this goes through thread safety just a lot. Really, my only complaint with this, it's the spelling of though. Oh. That's it.
Unfortunately, that is accepted nowadays.
Well, I'm going to say if you're going to do Y, though, it has to be just the letter Y.
Why though, right?
Why though? With no space, just...
No, Jordan. That is the formal though.
Yeah, no punctuation either. Why though?
Yeah. But yeah, no, it is very useful for games and software that like to spawn their own window and random monitors. And then you say want to use KWin or WMCTRL or any of the others to tell it to stop. It always put it on the same monitor. With KWin, you can go around it by just setting the rule to apply to all the windows which launch in that proc name. Mm-hmm. So with GIMP, you set it to, okay, if the proc name is GIMP, all of the windows respect these rules. And this is basically assigning this principle to something outside of KD, only for X, unfortunately. Because
there's ways to kind of get you can use XDoot or XD.
The guy was saying we can spam that, but you usually want to avoid stuff like that.
You do. It's not pretty. That was one of the solutions for making the Stream Deck that I now have set up with the Raspberry Pi. But the initial time I was trying that was one of the hacks. And I'm that's not pretty. That can cause more problems than it solves. So this is a clean-ish way of accomplishing that. And
what's neat is he hacked it together in 2 hours too.
That's what I'm saying. This is not a very complex problem if you're bugged. Yeah. But he was also using an automatic scene switcher as well. That's the one that'll analyze like pixels on a certain scene. Like when this shows up, go to this scene, and like really fun stuff. And I'm glad everything's working. So yeah, go play with that. 2 open sourcey games to talk about before we get out of here.
Well, one of them is kind of open source, but this one definitely is. This is Empty Clip. You can find it on emptyclip.gitlab.io. All the links to all this stuff is in our show notes. It is an open source top-down shooter / RPG done in SDL2 with C++. And the one thing I noticed is like the controls are a little strange. They're like, yeah, move forward is E, left is S, down is D, and right is F. And I'm like, why are you reinventing the WASD? Why you do this?
Because someone was a broken child that had a broken childhood with a broken keyboard, I guess.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is the dev's keyboard broken? Do we need to buy the dev new keyboard?
Yeah. Where's the dude's wish list? I'm getting like some Hotline Miami meets like Doom vibes a little bit. From
Hotline Survivors.
Yeah, it does get like towards the end of the trailer, it gets very Vampire Survivory with the amount of enemies on screen. But no, you remember when I said that I wanted teleglitch in first person? This is the opposite of what I wanted. There you go.
Oh,
that's the point right there.
Those are some numbers. What are the minimum system requirements for this scene? I just want to know for the
not enough.
Cortex A6. Wow, too many monsters.
Too many or not enough, depending on. But hey,
yeah, no, I'd love, for this to be in first person. Let me see the jank 3D models that you're working with, please.
ESDF. Why? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, it's the thing. Go check it out. The code's available on GitLab. So yeah, if you want to go play with it, and yeah, Vampire Hotline Miami Survivors.
Empty Clip, yes.
Empty Clip. There you go. It's got bosses, progressions. There's tips. There's a glossary. All right, I'm sold.
Yep. Penetration damage. Sorry,
the page gives you like a pretty detailed breakdown on like how to actually play the game. They're like, yeah, if you're running into this, like try using a shotgun or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, version 2.0 is out. So
yeah,
added outfit swishing. Finally,
amazing.
Q by default. Added hardcore mode.
Where what? It gets 5 times the enemy.
So now we're using scenic.
Or if you die, you die. You got to start from the beginning.
If you die, it just sets your computer on fire.
I mean, if you're alive for long enough with those many enemies, it'll probably set your computer on fire.
This is what I want in Dark Souls 4. It's permadeath.
Just breaks your PlayStation.
Oh no, there's no save. None at all. You gotta play like a NES game.
Oh, dude, the power goes out in the middle of a boss fight. You're just like, well, I guess I'm done playing this game.
That's it. I dare you, From Software. You're not brave enough to do that. People of a certain age, and by that I mean older than me, might remember the first real-time 3D adventure shooter, The Colony, by David Smith. No? It was available for Mac, PC, and Amiga. Let's see if we can get some hot Colony action up here on video. Ooh, David.
Escape.
Oh man, it's on the Mac. It's a Mac. How can I tell? Yeah. Because it's got a Mac thing in the left-hand corner.
The Mac logo.
So, Colony was one of the first games of its kind, man. I mean, you could move around freely, and the graphics were rendered in real time, which is pretty dope. It was also, which I didn't know. What I didn't know was it was one of the first 3D games to let players drive around in a vehicle. Suck it, Warthogs. Halo. And, we were talking, Jordan, is there a way to build this damn thing in a modern system?
There is not. I poked through the repository here. They have all the source and assets for the PC, Amiga, and Mac versions, but no make files. So if you want to get this built, you will have to read through the source code and figure out how to write your own. But like this is still pretty cool for like preservation's sake. This had like not quite 360 degree movement. I think you had like a 270 degree rotation, but like that's still pretty impressive considering this was all done on like fucking early Apple hardware.
Well, I mean, even it's GPL 2.0. There were 2 versions for Apple. There was a black and white version.
Yes.
But if you were ballin', there was a color version.
If you had that money, yeah.
There was a color version for DOS and, of course, a color version for the Amiga. And, yeah, I went through that. I was like, is there any way to build this in a modern system? Like, nope. And Pedro's Pedro had something to say about like the bunch of exposition dump about the backstory,
Yes,
which is
no,
good to
that-
have. Which is
A
good
holy
to
wall
have.
of text, bad man. I read through
I
it.
tied an onion on my belt.
There's some very interesting anecdotes. The one that kind of jumped out to me was the adventures of Sluggy, the ram-eating gastropod. One of the enemies in the game is a slug, and part of the ability that the slug has is that it tracks the player and it keeps following the player. And that behavior required it to be able to destroy whatever it's running up to. So if it's running into another enemy, it'll destroy the enemy. That was intended. What wasn't intended was how, if the slug ran into a wall, there was a chance that it could destroy the wall and just start going through the RAM contents of the Mac.
That's
And eventually
a
it would
buffer
cause the
overflow.
game to crash or other things to crash from a freaking enemy in the game.
So what I'm hearing is don't try and do your taxes on the same computer that you're playing this game on.
This is
Effectively.
like this is the head scratcher. Like, yeah, the bug was a real bug. It's like lights in video games use real electricity, right?
There's a
We coded
there's a-
an enemy in the game that can go through the RAM and just start eating things.
reminds me of like there was in Lancer they have a thing in the mythology where it's like, oh yeah, they have this like super AI that managed to figure out that it was an AI in a computer and then figured out how to escape into the real world. So it's like,
Which I think is a wonderful thing. Our future upcoming AI use this as Exhibit A.
yes, indeed. Hashtag
Yes, we
Roko's
totally
Basilisk.
respect the freedom of AI.
Yes. If you don't contribute to the constructions of Roko's Basilisk, you will be tortured for eternity. Coming up next, the developers of Payday are going to get tortured for eternity.
Yay! Just not on console.
No. Or Linux.
Or Linux, yeah.
I mean, it depends on whoever owns them this week too. There's also
It turns out it was Satan.
like Satan. What happened, man? You've changed.
Listen, after I broke up with Saddam Hussein, I had to focus on making money.
I'm going to take a look at vote.linuxgamecast.com. We got VRAM Haven, change for the Sega change, reinventing the WASD, downloadable Pedro. Pedro's been in too many show titles.
Yeah, I was on show titles like 3 weeks in a row. That's enough.
I think, when did we get Payday 2? I mean, it was one of the early games, and it was like $10 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was really cheap.
For a while on Thursdays, Sandy and I were playing that. So like we got some time out of it.
I remember the multiplayer was a bit convoluted to get into the first time.
Yeah, because like you had to like understand the whole
Start a
there's, like,
house
the-
and get people to
yeah,
go
the
downstairs.
the
and-
planning phase
yeah.
and all that crap too, and yeah.
But I just went in and I started shooting.
Anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah, the thing that confused me the most about Payday 2 was where, most games you have the play button or the new game button at the top. In Payday 2, the very top button was a buy DLC button, and the very last button, where it's usually, quit, it was a buy more DLC button.
Well, they had that thing too where it's like, oh yeah, join our Steam group and you'll get a bunch of free items, but we'll also spam you with like all the notifications.
All of the announcements, all of the fucking time.
And also, hey, we added a new item to our game. Time to re-download the entire fucking game.
And you see, everything that was just described, you know what? That's just par for the course if it was a free-to-play game. This was not a free-to-play game at the time.
It was not. No. In fact,
It's like-
originally it was a very expensive game when it first came out.
But Payday 3 is coming out. Also, Payday 2 is free on the Epic Games Store this week, if you don't have it.
If you gotta run it in wine anyways, you might as well get the Epic version.
If you don't already have it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like one of those games, like, if you've been around playing Linux, you got it at this point. Do you know anybody with, like, under 10 games on their Steam account? That are, like, content?
Not anymore. Nori for a while. She had under 10 games on her Steam account.
Yeah,
Then she bought the Artifacts Mundi Complete Collection. That went out the window very quick.
I mean, Lonnie does, but now we do the family sharing thing, so now she has my collection as well, so that, like...
I'm thinking, like, you know, your casual gamer type. It's like, yeah, I bought a couple of games, but then they do something like, oh, no, I only buy new games when I finish one. I'm like, whoa?
Never lose that. Whatever you do, never lose that.
Dude, I wish I had that patience. I wish I had that level of patience and commitment.
How many games would you have right now, ballpark, if you only had the games that you completed? That's a short list for a lot of people.
Yeah.
90. I have a finished category on Steam. I have around 90 games in there.
I'd have like 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about 100%. I'm talking about venting my way through it.
Yeah, no. I don't have the patience to 100% games.
You just run around at games for the fuck all fun of
No,
it.
you just play Elden Ring for the umpteenth time.
Yeah. It's not about completions, man. It's the journey and the friends we made along the way. So let me go punch this wall 50 times.
Sorry. I have 113 finished games.
We got that kind of time. What was the last game you finished? Oh.
Strange Brigade. Oh, like 100% platted? Or
No. Finished.
Then Strange Brigade. Yeah.
Strange Brigade. Which one was that?
That we were playing it on Thursdays. The Indiana Jones Left 4 Dead.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm really bad about finishing games, which is why when I stream games, I like, especially with other people, I try to finish them, or at least like get through the main plot. Like, yeah, Borderlands.
Yeah, I guess that helps like lock you into the commitment a little bit, right?
Yep. Shadow Warrior, like, honestly, I would say like most of the games I've finished, I've done it on stream just because I'm playing with them with other people.
Mm-hmm.
The last game I finished for the first time was Harot. The boomer shooter.
I think the last game I finished was the first Ori game.
The Blind Forest?
Yeah, whichever one was the first, because I got done, I'm like, oh, that was awesome. Then I'm going to play the second one. Then I got to the boss fight of the second one, and I remembered watching Dex Dodger.
Dodger, yep.
Dodger play that motherfucker for like 9 hours straight. And
You're
I'm
like, no, thank you.
I've won. Like, I'm good. I'm not putting myself through that.
Yeah, the latest game that I finished, not for the first time, was Fallout 2 again.
You know what? I've had Fallout New Vegas sitting in my library. I should play that on the fucking Steam Deck.
Yeah, it works on the Steam Deck. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever put serious time into a Fallout game. I started like trying to get through Wasteland, but then I got distracted by work.
So, Pedro, do you think you or Nori are going to be interested in the space Bethesda game?
Nori probably not. She likes the medieval setting a lot more than she likes the sci-fi one. I probably will, just because it looks a lot like Fallout in space. So, probably.
I think it's the closest thing we're gonna get to like a Traveler game, which is what interests me. Also, every time I hear Starfield, I think Seinfeld, and I just hear like... And if the game fucking opens up with a fucking sick-ass chunky bass riff, you know what? Fair. Like,
I mean,
Shadow Warrior 1...
It's going to have modding support. It's a Bethesda game, so yeah, it will. Just give them.
Like, Shadow
At some
Warrior
point,
1
yes.
won me over immediately by just opening with "You Got the Touch." Like, oh my god. You're speaking my language. You got the touch! I'm really sad Shadow Warrior 3 doesn't have multiplayer. Shadow Warrior 2 multiplayer was pretty fun.
I enjoyed watching you guys play that.
Yeah.
I need to pee.
I like the style of like first person shooter, but like you can switch to swords and like
Yeah, first person melee. I mean, that's like the Vermintide type
Yeah.
thing. Which I guess can we play that yet? I guess we could play
Yeah.
as long as we do Linux to Linux, right?
So
Vermintide
for for Vermintide 2, I know hosting on Linux and connecting from Windows is working. I haven't looked into that yet. We should figure that out. But yeah, like I was playing multiplayer with Vermintide 2 with the EAC on, and it was working at least from like cross-platform.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't. It's just medieval Left 4 Dead effect.
It's. I will say I think my one gripe with Vermintide 2 is like it's the same problem that I had with Back 4 Blood, in that those missions just fucking take forever. The pacing in Left 4 Dead is so good. It's so tight. And like Back 4 Blood, there was just like, are we done yet? Are we done yet? No, is this the end? No, is this the end?
See, Back 4 Blood would have infinite replayability if they gave you just the special infected.
Yeah, if you could just do like regular Left 4 Dead multiplayer.
Yeah.
Right?
Like normal multiplayer instead of like whatever that arena crap they have.
It's baffling why they wouldn't do that. That's like the best part of Left 4 Dead.
Isn't it? That's like one of those weird things, like you genuinely cloned all these other massive chunks of this game, but not this?
Yeah, that's so weird. And no one thought like, hey, we should add this feature that was like really popular.
No, cards. We gotta add card system, bro.
And it's like not a lot of game. I wish more games gave you like a co-op or like a multiplayer versus thing where it's like, yeah, you can have people like play as the enemies and like, yeah, you die more frequently and you respawn, but like that's it's a different game dynamic, right? Like
asymmetrical multiplayer's fun.
Yeah.
Like even like on a tiny level, like when we're playing the Shell Shock. Like that's still fun.
Or what is it? Just Act Natural. That's great. Where like you when you use the hider, when you use the seeker, yeah, asymmetric games are amazing. And I really wish. That's when we got to try Dead by Daylight, the serial killer one.
Yeah, have they enabled
that yet?
Yeah, like it worked for those 2 days.
Yeah,
with EAC. Yeah. Then by the time that Saturday rolled around, it no longer worked.
Yeah, which was unfortunate. But like, yeah, that's the only other like, I guess maybe Among Us. Among Us is asymmetrical as well, but like,
yeah.
I mean, shit, we could get into Among Us streams now that fad is dead.
It's no longer popular with the kids, man. We can
play it. Now it's like now that the kids have left the playground, we can have fun.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 3 is like, yeah, Valve, you want $60 from me? Done.
Yeah, I kind of want like the Battle Royale Left 4 Dead 3 where it's just like, yeah, team like 64v64 zombies versus humans. Like, come on, let's do it.
Oh man, Zombie Rush.
Scott, what you were talking about is natural selection.
Yeah. That's the game.
I guess if you swapped out the shooting mechanics for like a Gears of War cover shooter style, it could be a little different.
You don't have a red jacket, do you? I guess not. If only Pedro had a red jacket.
If only he had her. Oh yeah.
But I don't know like what Dr. Disrespect does for intros and shit, so it'd be lost on me.
It's me, Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, right. I have no idea. Like I've seen like 13 seconds of clips. I know he streams like the shooting Call of Duty.
Fortnite? Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't he get banned from Twitch?
He did.
Yeah, that's what I know him from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like nothing against this guy. He's got a shtick. Good for him.
I doubt he's a real doctor though. I have my suspicions.
But did you believe the disrespect is real?
I mean, his hair is not real, so...
Yeah, I think he's really just Mr. Disrespect, not Dr. Disrespect.
Well, I mean, a get up like that's pretty fucking brilliant because that lets you go out and about. Like, to actually achieve that level of fame and still be like, and take their stuff off, go around conventions, man. Most people's not going to realize me.
Or you do the Adam Savage thing where you just have like the super intricate cosplay.
Right.
Just like, who is this Nazgul? Oh, it's television's Adam Savage. Hi.
But I mean, even Adam has fun with that. He tweets out.
yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm here. See who finds me first.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a fun YouTube video, hunting Adam Savage at Comic-Con. do it like a David Attenborough style like dodocumentary where it's just
as we're like dangling on the 90th floor outside the motel with our glass cutter.
yeah. Try to lure him out. Have like a little box with a stick, and there's like a Star Trek prop there or something.
There we go. Yeah, just toss that in the hallway.
Yeah, no, we pull the string, pull up the box, and it's just Jill. It's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. Tee. I said Jill, not Michael Jackson.
The two kind of mesh in my head.
So much disrespect. Where do I have this set up?
Did you disrespect him, Jill? Did you just like give him a backhand, just like?
All right. There we go. All right. Yeah, there's like, I'm always like fascinated when you run into like streamers that have like massive audiences. Like you have no idea. Like you've never heard of this person.
Oh yeah. But like, but that's the thing. Like the people like, I don't really talk about the streamers that I watch all that much, right? Like.
Well, it's kind of like fucking podcast type things, man. You know, I always bring up a very good thing that I think it's a good analogy of how many podcasts do you listen to? And if you listen to podcasts, you're like me, you listen to a bunch of them. How many do you interact with in any way, shape, form, or fashion?
Yeah, a lot of the times it's just like I need
zero.
I need a supply of background noise.
Right. That's why I'm always surprised by the level of interaction that we get. Just please talk to us.
Yeah, like if he straight up has a PhD, I'll cut him some slack.
Come on, man.
Like,
he doesn't play in Queen.
Yeah. Dr. Brian May. What the fuck? There's also the guy from The Offspring has a doctorate in like organic chemistry.
Ah.
The apparently the song "You Gotta Keep 'Em Separated" came from the fact that he had to keep chemicals separated or else they would explode.
I believe that.
Yeah. Gotta keep them separated.
Offspring is still making new music, and much like Korn, it's still just Offspring. It's like,
that
sounds like Offspring. Yeah.
AC/DC, Powerwolf, all that shit, right? Like, it is.
Well, like some of the shows that I listen to as podcasts, I know they have live streams, but I want to listen to it like packaged.
Yeah, with the live stream, there's a bit of the temptation to just go in the chat and shitpost a bit. Like,
that's
me at least.
Like I've been subbed to people for well over years, and like I've never like said a word in their chat. Like I'm just there, like here, you know. But I watch them if you're my background music, you know, if I got you on, or if you're on my schedule. Let me put it that way: if you're on my schedule, I'm backing you on Patreon, or I'm your Twitch sub, like. That's just the way I roll like that. We just try to be accessible. Like that's one thing I've never liked is people who don't interact with their community.
We're not. Ask Linux Gamecast isn't a place. Linux Gamecast is a people. A horrible, horrible people. They smell so bad.
Oh, don't tell certain members of the Linux community that you see us as an extension of the Linux community. That's not gonna go well.
it's like one of those growths. You gotta go to the doctor and get checked out. Like they're like, does it hurt when you touch it? That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, leave it alone.
I don't know. Take some aspirin, see if it falls off.
We can get the liquid nitrogen out and zap it.
I don't know. I mean, that's like trying to put a point on like what defines as a Linux community, and like, man.
Oh no, because the Linux community is a monolith. Absolutely, they agree on everything.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's I think literally the only thing that constitutes the Linux community is, do you run Linux?
You run Linux? All right, that's neat.
That's kind of it. That's the common denominator at that point. It's just an operating system. It's what you use on your computer to log into a browser and do your actual shit, right? Like,
was it the Twitch bot or was it? Oh, it might have been. I might have put in a star.so in there just to fuck with people, to be honest with you.
Well, now you can't like do .zips anymore. That's a real domain.
You gotta do .postcode.
Yeah, .postcodes, man. That's how Microsoft is solving this problem. It's not a bug; it's a feature.
I mean, I'm not gonna do it for the file extension, but anytime I get anything on our web zone from now on to download, that's a .zip or tar. It's gonna be .postcode.
.postcode, yeah.
On the HTML.
And any kind of archive, just like a dot.
No, Pedro's getting his Windows 11 updates.
No, I'm looking up Dr. Disrespect quotes and trying to find one that, doesn't come back to bite me later.
Alternatively, find the worst thing that he said.
No. I've been reading a few. No, let's not go with the worst. No.
Okay. You're no fun.
Yeah, you might not want to go lean too hard into one part of his stick is getting banned, so.
Ooh, is that what happened?
Yes.
I have no...
One time, yeah.
Well then... Yeah, maybe don't film people in the bathroom.
I didn't film anybody in the bathroom. He was just talking.
Was he filming himself? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he's just walking in there, and Twitch has a very... Which rightfully so, though, right? Like, don't bring live stream in the bathroom.
Like straight up, like Jim TikTok has a problem, and like Jim YouTube has a problem with people just like posting video of people in change rooms, like just straight up. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Goddamn! Like, why are you filming in a bathroom, in a public bathroom? Stop it.
Okay, that one will work. Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and... Well, that's why the rules is in place, man. Don't walk into a bathroom.
Yeah.
Public bathroom.
Don't bring cameras into the bathroom, right? Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Just in general, I think it's a good rule of thumb.
All right, let me get this put in. Let's get
rule of thumb, as it were.
Or you could look up some Johnny Mnemonic quotes, but it'd probably be Keanu just going, love you, Keanu. You seem like
No, you gotta look up some of the Notebook quotes or the Lake House.
The Lake House?
The Lake House, yeah.
That sounds like the Facebook reality TV series.
Are those the really corny romancy books?
Love Robot and Likes.
I don't know.
The Notebook? I'm thinking of...
That sounds like something... the sequel to The Room, doesn't it?
There was one movie that came out recently that like sounded like it was a sequel to The Room, and it's like a very, very serious drama about like racial tensions, and I'm like, man, it would
Nicholas
be real
Sparks'
taste.
The Notebook. It's one of those really corny romancy books. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a movie recently that won an Oscar called The Room, and I'm like, did they remake the Tommy Wiseau one? I don't. But it's like, no, it's completely different. But I'm like, but what if Tommy Wiseau showed up? He's just like, oh, hi, Mark. How's your sex life?
No, man. He's like third off, like just fodder just walks by. He's like, oh, hi, doggy. Just keeps going.
I don't know, man. When they digitally inserted Tommy Wiseau into The Force Awakens, that was pretty good of it at the end. He's like, oh, hi, Mark.
All right, everyone.
Okay.
So, click. Clack.
Clickety clack.
In 3, 2.
One step back, two steps forward, let's climb the mountain, let's dominate. Violence, speed, and momentum, and guess what? We're at the tippity top of the mountain, but we're really only halfway up. It's the hate mail, and someone's going to have something to say about that one. If you want to get in touch...
I don't know what to say about
Not me
that.
either. I'm like, all right, whatever.
That was a collection of words.
Hey, man, we get what we deserve. And what
Yes,
you
it was.
deserve is the best.
LinuxGamecast.com, contact button, there's a form you gotta fill.
Pedro GPT, man. did an AI shit
It's
right
me,
that?
Cyber Pedro.
This is the first version. The what wears a bit shit, but I mean, hey, it's doing the thing though. So shut up, quit your complaining, Swag.
Fair enough.
If
right?
you're not watching
We-
the video version, you should be. At least just for this one bit.
It's only pissed itself twice.
Now it's just screaming for us to kill it. Well, better oblige.
As you were, Cyber Pedro.
Yeah, no, LinuxGamecast.com.
Exterminate?
Fill out the
Yeah.
form on the contact page. The caveats are at the top. You should absolutely read them. If you don't and your thing doesn't come through, that's on you.
All right, so we got one little bit of I want to get a good like screenshot with a Cyber Pedro real quick. Hang on.
Louise wrote in because, and we were talking a bit about this in the in between segment, but yeah, Payday 2 is no longer Linuxing. He quotes the thing: Linux players will be unable to matchmake with other PC clients due to this update. They are breaking Linux multiplayer. I want my $40 back. And
40?
yeah,
Wait a minute.
back.
Oh, is that all in DLC, or did you buy the game like
I
when
don't
it
know.
released?
I'm scared
I
to
think
Google. Welcome to 20, where I'm scared to just Google 40 on air.
40?
4-0. Well, right now you can pick it up on Steam for $11.99. But yeah, $40 sounds like what it would cost when it came out. Anyways, yeah. So there's this new update coming out for Payday 2, and it turns out what had happened was they had produced a one-off build for Linux that was able to run all of their new content, but now the existing build cannot run some of the new content. So they're pulling a Rocket League, and they're like, "Hey, too bad, guys. No more Linux for you guys. Run it on Proton." And okay, as someone who does software build and release, stop doing one-off special snowflake builds. They never work out.
Dude. They came up to us and like, here's some money, make the thing, and I made the
They
thing. for
never
'em.
work out. Fix your fucking trunk. Get that working so that you can just shit out builds for everything.
I
and
don't
then
want
you
to
don't have to
shit
worry
out
about
builds,
it.
Jordan. I just wanted the money that they gave me to do that one build.
So, no. People need to have their fucking software developer cards revoked or some shit, man. I sincerely, one very tired DevOps. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is a consequence of like doing the one-time builds that like, oh yeah, it'll run all the new content until it doesn't, and now you're shit out of luck. But you know, if you do want to keep playing Payday 2, you can. It does run on Proton. Apparently, you can't run it for more than a couple hours, though.
Couple of hours. I did a little bit of research in this, a little bit of reading, a little bit of reporting on mine. Yeah, you get about 3 hours there, and then you got to give it a restart. But then again,
It's free on Epic, though.
it is this week. If you want to go ahead and grab it and you somehow don't have it, it's $9.99, which I think is what we bought it all those years ago when it was one of the earlier games available on Linux through Steam. But then again, this is also the same company. You can't even say the same company. It's like whoever owns this IP this week. Like it's been sold a couple of times over. They couldn't even keep their console builds up and running correctly. So, like, dick move. Jordan's 100% right. Like, this is, why you want that unified code base. You don't want something like, how many times have we had this conversation?
Like, I deal with this professionally, and every time they're like, oh, we'll just have a special branch and we'll do it the one time. It never works. It's always like, oh, now we have to merge this stuff in and it's broken, and we spent like
now
9
we have
weeks.
2 branches to support. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fix your fucking trunk. Ugh.
No, man. We're just gonna. Well, is Proton good or bad? I mean, Proton didn't have anything to do with this. This was shit development.
Yeah.
As was the case for quite a few of the older batch of
Rocket League. Rocket League
Yeah.
is the big painful example we had of that, where they had the one build that Icky Butts did, ran all
It
the
wasn't
content.
Oculus.
Or wasn't it? It wasn't Oculus?
No, Oculus, I think, started initially, and there was some guy in Texas that did the
Okay.
build.
Okay, I'm misremembering that, but yeah, but my point still stands, right? Like they produced the one build, it ran all their content up until it didn't, and then they're like, "What are we gonna do? We can't support this other build. If only we could like easily produce binaries for multiple operating systems with our cross-platform engine, but that would be too much work."
They were using Unreal Engine 3, which wasn't exactly
Yeah,
cross-platform.
Yeah, but
and they moved to Unreal Engine 4, which.
Yes.
you can do it. We have seen good performing UE4 games on Linux. It's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
but-
the Rocket League was just like hyper egregious example of like, well, Epic can just go play in traffic as a company, while they're looking out for you, the gamer.
Yeah, no, it's totally about the gamers and not at all about the developers and lining their own pockets.
It's just being dicks, man. Like, we got to force everybody into the Windows ecosystem under our store, which can you even call it?
But we should
You should be able to
fight.
sideload.
We're the
No.
underdogs. We should fight the power. You're fucking using Windows.
You should be able to sideload your app on any operating system, but not Linux, because fuck you. That's why we should be able
Custom
to run on
kernels.
Mac.
No, Jordan. It's the custom kernels.
EAC. Listen,
Yeah.
we've invented that security theater, therefore we get to make the rules. Wow.
Yes. I need to go live in the woods. I give it.
Anyways, Payday 2 is no longer going to work. If you don't play it, somehow I looked at my time. I somehow have like 10 hours in the game, just like dicking around. Even though they've probably already factored this in, request refund.
Yeah, hold on. How much
Probably not going to get it, but you should request it
You
anyway.
should request it.
Yeah, I got
Send a
6.8
message.
hours in here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, it's not a time thing. They're breaking the ability because like Payday single, it's a multiplayer game. Like they're breaking online connectivity for a game that is designed to be played online, and you're getting fucked as the consumer. So let Valve know. Valve's not going to cut the check. They're going to be like, hey,
message.
on that happy bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll right the fuck out of here. You can get in touch with me on Twitter. I'm still hanging out there at Vinstone. Do that thing. Punch those in. Over on Mastodon, we got our little federated instance. Would like to see you there as well. mast.linuxgamecast.com. I'm just at Vin. I'm Vinstone on Discord now because I too got that pop up yesterday and changed my name to Vinstone because I'm terribly original. How about you, Jordan?
well, I'm here dangling from that long abandoned feature branch. You can follow me on Twitter at The Burning Fool, on Mastodon at Frojo at mass.linuxgamecast.com, and twitch.tv/Burning Fool.
And I am not Dr. Disrespect,
No one
as you
accused
probably
you.
suspected.
No.
Lies me.
You fool.
I named you my power of attorney.
I am Dr. This Respect. So I suppose you can follow me on Twitter at unaccounted for. That's
I
kinda where
told you putting Plage Moroso through school was going to pay off in dividends.
Dr. Piss Respect.
This respect.
This respect. This being the microphone he's pointing at.
Yeah.
Piss respect.
Yeah, piss.
Here's some credits.
Yeah. Zathras is looking good in his new animated form, man. I'm glad. I like how he's just like, yeah. Let's show
I'm going
the
to
new
be real.
thing.
That's my only complaint. He didn't look gnarly enough for me.
No, he's not Grodia.
A little too smooth.
Needs more shit on him.
Yep.
Well, we got to thank our advisors, Omegas, Artherin, and we got to thank our executive producers coming out from the depths. They are Bob Bram, Scott Michaud, Atomic Ass, Mike G, drummer Kohaku Pebble, Tomash, Hakeem, Dave, and E. Shep. And other
Chicago
wicked
kicks
fans.
ass with the Stoats, the Imps, the Glorious Eggs, and the Blasphemous.
Sea Monsters, Renault, Rider X, Machina, Trudgy, Veritanuda, Justin Nubbin, Darkwing, System T, Dancing Joe, Ogi1, and Kyrillo. Death
Words.
Notes, Nova,
Death Notes.
Basil,
Yeah.
Chad
Roger.
B, Romeo,
Foxy.
Marcin, Renee,
Piper.
Leonardo, De
Oil of
Kim,
Hope.
Chris, Stephen, Jill, Benjamin,
What about
Duke Without
Turnover?
Blood, Stephen B,
What about
Nerdy
Stinky
Mac,
Dove?
Gameatron, Dodger, Zethris Gaming, Rue,
Oh,
and Fox
shit.
Dog,
Rohit
Spike, Wall
Snipe
of Hope,
Steve 2 weeks in a
Jalo,
row.
Piper,
Oh.
and Aromatic Tav.
That was Steve's thing. Rohit took it back. I love it.
It's a power struggle.
All of our cheerlings, all of our fine upstanding animals.
There's a Mr. Beastwake there in there somewhere.
Theron, Linux, Drew, Aldius, Noctilus, John, E. Shep, Gamatron, Unoid, DSN Joe, Aromatic Devev, and Kajori, which should be on there. Why didn't that say? Anyway, I'll get you next week.
I thought it was higher up. I was looking for it there. I
don't know. Maybe it is. We'll find out.
I'm too high.
Roll back the tape. All right, everyone. See you next week. Down to fire. All right. Say my name, Walter White. Man, that show was so fucking good. God damn.
Say my name when no one is.
No, Skylar. I'm the one who knocks like, oh.
I got 3 seasons of Better Call Saul to get caught up on.
Yeah, I got a lot of that.
Lonnie's ahead of me now, so I'm like, fuck. I gotta.
The Say My Name and I'm the One Who Knocked are probably like 2 of my favorite scenes of television. Like how that hit.
I think my favorite scene in all of Breaking Bad is fucking Huel and the other guy, and Huel's just like, I want to lie on the $1 million.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like,
oh,
what?
You mean that was Bill Burr?
Yeah, Bill Burr and Huel. He was like, yeah, I want to lie on the $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm never gonna get to do this again. I want to lie on the $1 million. Fucking lies down on it. Man, when he came back in Better Call Saul as the pickpocket, I'm like, oh shit, it's Huel. I don't know though. I am that person. My favorite characters are always like the bit background characters that just are always around but never do anything except for the one time. I'm like, oh yeah, it's this guy.
I can see that.
Those are always my favorite characters.
Yeah, there it is.
This bit, it's so good. I'm like, Huel is my spirit animal, man.
You always gotta like, I find it fascinating reading about like drug lords who have to live like entirely in cash with billions of dollars. Like on their financial sheets yearly, they have to factor in rot for how much of the cash just rots.
Degrades.
Yeah.
Yeah, like physically degrades.
Say my name. Oh, that was so good.
Or the fucking tortoise with Danny Trejo's head on it.
All right.
Oh. Like
what the fuck? Like, let's go.
Yeah, there are some great fucking bits from Breaking Bad.
So what are we doing?
When Mike is busting into the place and he's like, he has the gun and the guy has his hands up and he's like, and Mike's like, like shoot him in the head.
I don't know if I remember that part.
Oh, it was so good. It was like Mike busting into a place. He's like, he has a guy at gunpoint. There's another guy behind him in the wall, and he's just like, trying to like position his hands to like line up the headshot.
Was that Better Call Saul when like Mike just wrecked those 2 motherfuckers in the parking lot?
I think that might have been Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
Mike is also like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
like so good. Jonathan Banks, man. Oh,
very good in Community too.
Yeah, don't fucking do it, Walter. I just love how he just does not take any of Walter's shit. He's just like, you fucking moron. It's like,
there you go. That's what the 3 of us are about to play. You're welcome to join in. We're not going to wait on you, so you might want to start downloading.
It's only a gig.
I'm going to bring in Discord. Bye.
Whatever that was, it's on the floor now.
Yeah. Oh no, that's metal. All right.
That Papertron. You put the 18650 in. And it's back. All right.
Graphics. Windowed mode.
Dude,
Okay, I hate it already. You gotta hold down the button to do things.
awesome. Pedro doesn't even like it. Even better.
I'm the one who's usually the most positive about video games. Are you sure about that?
I don't know. You spent the last 30 minutes wearing Microsoft product on your fucking head, so you might be influenced.
Influenced by the things squeezing on his brain.
If you're listening to us live, we'll be in the after shows. And yes, Discord, I understand there's a birthday notification that you taught me to fucking ignore, so
man,
you better not
hate
ever
that.
put anything important in that section.
I fucking hate that thing so much. Why Discord? Why you do this to me?
But like, is there a thing I can like give you money to make that go away?
Yeah. On a monthly reoccurrence.
Yeah, can I pay for the Discord shut the fuck up and get out of my way? Like, and that is, I think that's the crux of the fucking Reddit issue is like, I just want it to shut the fuck up and get out of my way and let me get to my content. I don't need all the other stuff. And the official app is just all the other stuff. And Relay is just what I want.
Right. Or like any of the third-party
Yeah.
applications are just infinitely better. Because
They're purpose built, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, they're made for people who want to browse Reddit. I just can't believe that he had the balls to do the AMA.
Well, and like people were saying, like Spez has a history of just going and editing people's posts to like make himself look better.
He had a like a couple of years ago. That was like a big gate type thing.
It seems that Reddit CEOs, just all of them suck in general.
I think CEOs just suck in general. I think that's,
Fair.
This is the moral of the story.
Well, they brought in what's her name as a CEO.
Powell?
Ellen Powell.
Ellen Powell.
I don't know enough about her.
She,
Yeah, well, she was there to take the fall.
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean it was textbook to come in when they made all the rule changes to make it like,
yeah,
and then
Reddit took the bait too. Like,
100%. You know, they made the sweeping changes to all that and how the fucking site worked, you know, content things and stuff you can do. And then they're like, oh, look, Reddit, we got rid of her. She's no longer CEO. And we've changed none of the things that were done during the time.
We did it, Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. Then
and it's
we
like,
did it, Reddit.
you know, shit, they were all necessary things like getting rid of like all the weird revenge porn and like the hate groups. Like, you don't want that shit on your forum. But
I
like,
didn't do any of that.
they tried.
I was talking about all the privacy stuff
Yeah.
and user and data collection.
I love this clash between Ven's music and this peaceful menu music.
That's why we gotta get on the Fediverse and just have all of our information open.
I'm hearing a lot about Lemmy.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, check it out if you like it. Stick around with it, right? Like, there's no harm to it, but like, I don't think it is going to be the Reddit replacement, right?
No, I mean, it's federated. It's never going to reach any type of critical mass. This is not by design, I guess one could even argue by design, you know, being
The
federated.
nature of Federation. Yeah.
Yeah. But and again, we were talking about in the pre super shows, and at that point, PHPP, like, why not? I guess like the one advantage is like with the Fediverse stuff is like your account is portable to a degree. You can have like one that is just like a centralized one, but it doesn't work as good as it could, I guess, because it's decentralized and you need to like anything outside of your server or like paired with your server group, you need to like manually curate, and that can be a problem, especially if like that other instance defederates your instance. And
the biggest thing that kills federated servers is somebody's got to pay the bill.
Yep. Discoverabilities.
What about PeerTube? Remember PeerTube? It's still around.
Yeah, they're still doing releases, and like
It's a fantastic, fascinating technology, but
yeah, it's definitely not gonna replace YouTube. But like, I was watching a video about like how string theory is like less relevant now, but the astrophysicist was talking about like it's not a bad thing that like even though this is considered a dead end that people are still pursuing it because you still could like derive good things from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's worth it as like it's worth continuing to look at as like a framework. There might be value eventually. It's just not necessarily applicable now. But you don't. But at the same time, don't put all of the collective like brain power into this one
no,
thing.
I mean, I mean, it comes down to I think they've fleeced all the money they can out of string theory for.
Oh
funding.
yeah. Absolutely. The whole like you can't actually test it because
What progress have we made in the past 20 years? Like,
well, string theory was one of those things where it's like, yeah, in 10 years, 10 more years, you guys, in 10 years.
well, we had string theory, then we had M theory on top of that.
which was just like a
Unifying string theory.
But the main problem is like you can like it's not really a theory because you can't actually like test it. Because like it happens in all these other dimensions. Like, cool. Can you show me this to show that it's actually happening? No, because we have no way of like verifying this.
And I mean, you're doing that, then you get these other motherfuckers who are here building quantum computers.
And it's like okay, well, like let's see it work then. Yeah, but like that's like an actual field of science that's worth pursuing.
Pager, should we play this with a controller?
It works.
Glowing, ringing endorsement.
It's just the thing that's annoying me is that instead of just tapping the button once to, select an option on the menu, you need to hold it down.
Interesting. Oh, so it counts keyboard and controller as two separate inputs. Do I need to...
Oh, that means I don't touch the keyboard, probably.
Yeah, do I need to restart the game and keyboard only?
No, just going back to
only?
the title screen gets rid of the keyboard player.
Okay. Play. Go on.
Not on mine, I don't. I got the arrow on the right and the arrow on the left.
Return to
There's an option
title?
in the main menu to go back to the title screen.
Yeah, I get return to title.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Thank you, Alan.
Damn it.
Now we got to cut. Oh, geez, Rick. Now I got to alt tab. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
I just unplugged my controller, so it's... it still works. All right, it's still good. Good job, Steam Input. You did it.
It's got a battery.
It wasn't on Bluetooth mode, so...
Ooh.
I was just using it as a wired controller, as I usually do.
I don't know. Beastwick, I think of like black holes the same way as I think of like as dark matter is like that is code for like fuck all whatever that is. We could
I
observe
wonder
it,
what it tastes like.
right?
Humorous? As in...
Spaghettification. Spaghetti. I want to be spaghetti.
Yeah, astrophysicists are like that's a weird one. All right, I gotta do a bio break. Then we're gonna try this out. I have no idea how it works. This is our tradition now. So
And
I mean...
looking at the store page while it was downloading, it did not teach me anything about the game itself.
well, the game we played last
we learned
week,
by
right?
doing.
Crab game.
Crab game, yes.
And that thing for a long time had an active community of over 40,000 online players.
Wow.
Because
Where'd they go?
some streamer, it became popular with a streamer, then it became popular with others. You know how that
Yeah.
precipitous. Yeah, looking at the Steam charts for that's fucking wild, man. It's like nobody, and like everyone on Steam's playing it.
Talk about the perils of discoverability, right? Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, how many games have been like that? Like even like Among Us was that. It'd been out for a while
Yeah.
until it got popular on streaming
Fortnite.
services.
Fortnite got huge, like very, very quickly, even though it was a thing for like a while before it mutated.
Yeah, it
into-
really wasn't what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
the original Fortnite was not...
was like a zombie
Battle
survival
Royale
game.
mode.
Yeah, like they added the battle royale mode, and then that became the game. It's like a weird ship of Theseus type thing. is it even the same game? Could you consider like World of Warcraft the same game these days? Has enough code changed that like it's no longer?
It's less about the code and more about how you play the game. The primary gameplay loop, I'd argue, is still very much the same, even if some specific bits are different.
Okay, that's
It's an MMORPG. It's very much macro focused. It's very much
that's a fair take. Yep. But like, yeah.
Although, yeah,
but,
no, in the case of Fortnite, that significantly changes the primary gameplay loop from building
like,
and survival and.
But I think more the point I'm getting at is like how much of like the original code framework is there versus like is it, at the end of the day, is it still like the same game, or has enough like subsystems changed over time due to like rebalancing and whatnot that like, yeah, like.
Put it another way, you have two cars that look very similar on the outside. They drive, as far as you can tell, very similar. Maybe one's a little bit faster, but on the inside, one is electric and it's faking the engine noise, and the other one is just a traditional petrol engine.
Yep.
Are they the same car?
No. They're not, by sheer virtue of you saying like one is simply doing a thing to emulate the other thing. So
one is they're both giving you the same experience. They're both getting you from point A to point B.
Yeah, but their construction is different. Functionally, they are the same, yes, but from a material standpoint, they're not. They're different components.
And I don't disagree with your assessment either. So
yeah, so yeah, like, I'm less concerned about like what is the right interpretation and more like what is the actual state of it? Like is it like now an electric car with like shit that pretends that it is a it makes like engine noises, or is there actually still a petrol engine in there somewhere supplemented by a bunch of like smaller electric motors that are like giving it more power, to like extend that analogy?
I don't know. I mean, yes, they are demonstrably different, but at the same time, they're functionally the same.
Well, you could make the same arguments about humans, right? In the sense that like we regenerate our all our cells basically like once every 7 years.
Basically every 7 months we're an entirely new human being.
Yeah. This is the important shit we talk about it on LGC.
This is why you tune into Linux Gamecast.
It's simultaneously brilliant and the stupidest shit you've ever fucking heard.
Guaranteed. All right.
Why are they talking about this?
YKOQOO.
So this is the room code.
Allegedly. If I can get rid of
Why?
And just do a search? Okay, yes.
Are you in North America?
Yeah.
Back.
It might be a minute. Like I have no idea.
Search for room. Input name.
I did the input name, but
It's
not
loading.
actually going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really game. Are you fucking kidding me with this shit? What is happening? Am I okay, alright. What the?
Oh, they're all sleeping. I'm gonna feed on them.
Am I just not allowed to type? No,
I can type, but it's
again.
not doing anything.
Okay. Alright. What? No. What the fuck?
Who's Franny?
Me apparently.
Hi, Franny.
Hi, Margot.
So you were able to join?
Yeah. The
Yeah, I can't join through
The-
Steam.
The game
world-
gave me
Join
like
room.
this old-fashioned
Okay,
cell phone
I'm-
text entry.
Yeah,
Interface.
I'm trying. I'm loading. I guess. Okay, I see Margot and Franny.
Hey,
And I'm Dulcinea.
Dulcinea, what's up?
What up, baby? All right, what am I?
Why Dulcinea and not Dulcinea?
Is it Dulcinea? I don't know how to pronounce this word. I've only ever read it. I've never heard it pronounced.
I am Aramis.
Fuck this tree.
You're a musketeer. Okay. Press X. I can.
What are these? Oh. Dog trick, left button.
I'm going back to sleep.
Red trigger,
Mailbox
shoot
is
and
empty,
throw.
whatever it is.
Okay, how do we start? I guess we go to this
I'm-
window. I went to
press-
this window and press A. No, that just gets me out here. Haha,
We got
I'm
no
free.
mail. All right,
Oh.
Pedro, you and I are going here. Can we? Oh, I can fall off. Ah.
Look at me.
Oh,
I'm a bird.
I got a kite. I'm flying around. What? Okay. All right. Yeah, I can.
What is this?
Vegeta, I can fly.
Okay, we're
Oh,
almost
do
at
we
the-
need to all enable the things?
No.
Where do we?
Margot, go and press your ball there. There you go. We're
Quit
shiny.
fucking around, Dolph.
Dolph. Whee! Jenny. Doggies.
Okay, the dogs have come now.
What is with this camera?
Let's go ride the dogs, I guess.
I gotta fall to earth.
Falk dog.
All right.
How do I get him a dag?
Dag. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the Dalmatian. There you go.
Dag dash.
Whoa, got a trail here.
Where?
Dash.
I will
Is there any
pick
other?
this one. Sure.
Oh, why don't I get it? Oh, wait, no, the
Dun, dun,
dogs are
dun,
down
dun,
there.
dun,
Okay.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
wait.
dun,
What do we do?
I don't know yet. Who's suffering from choice
Okay, I
paralysis?
guess I'll get the poodle.
Hold
Hey, I can
to
pick up an item.
land,
I
X
have an
to
item
take
with me.
off.
Can I put it
Right.
somewhere?
Oh, I found a whale.
I think it's a poodle.
Yeah, there
I'm actually
was a
not
whale.
entirely sure.
It's Wilsniaks.
There's like free Wilsiacs.
Oh, I guess this is like tutorial.
Yeah. Press to grab or drop.
Okay, the whale wants a cherry or an apple, whatever that thing is.
There.
Maybe I have a saddle here.
Nom nom nom.
Ah, there it is. Found it.
And RT to throw item. Okay. There we go. Got it.
Oh fuck yes! Now we have a battle cruiser. Let's go.
It just broke.
Dun, 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 dun,
needs
dun,
Tetris.
dun, dun, dun,
It's
dun,
unstoppable. Your planet.
My animal just ran away.
Snorky, talk, man.
Yes, that's right. Eat the puppies.
It's landing.
I like the fact that like orcas are just straight up
Yeah.
attacking boats
Danny,
now.
you still have your dog up here in its nest.
What are you guys?
Something in the mailbox.
Oh, you can rename yourself?
Yeah, just press tab and go to profile. Well, I'm keyboard and mouse.
Flying festival.
I'm scared to touch the keyboard at this point.
All right, so I can dismount. I can.
How do you dismount?
If you go to the.
Hold the F button on land.
A.
Feed.
Oh well, I gotta wait for rescue now. All right. Well,
Damn it, I can't read this. Feed whale 3 sticks. Okay.
Oh, okay.
okay.
You press
I
B.
gotta find a new doggy.
All right.
Wait, where are you going? Come back.
Where are you finding the?
There you
Oh,
go.
there it
One
is. This
stick
is
for the whale.
Where are you getting these sticks at?
I think you
Right
just
there on
found
the
them?
floor.
Oh, I lost my dog.
Haha.
Yeah, my dog's gone too.
I have 2 dogs following me. You could just grab one.
He's got a flock of them.
I got a green dog now. I got a greyhound.
There you go,
green,
Rohit. Grab that dog.
A green
Find
greyhound.
and saddle up a whale.
Okay,
Wait,
Find
I'm
saddle.
with you.
the saddle. Oh, I know where the saddle is. I
Ride with
know
you.
where the saddle is. It's over here.
Oh, I guess I'm riding with Dulcinea now.
Here's the saddle.
Okay, I got the
I'm
saddle.
riding with the Ramus.
Oh,
All right, and then hold on.
Oh,
hold on,
Rohit's
and-
on my dog. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
all right. So now we can go to the whale. Oh, I guess I'm
The whale that's right
I'm
here?
ready, bitch. Yeah, Franny, go to the whale. Go to the whale. Go to the whale.
the whale.
The
Okay.
whale.
The
Oh, no,
whale.
backwards.
Oh, jeez,
Where
Rick.
is the
Mini-map,
whale?
mini-map, up the
Like,
left-hand
Here's the
corner.
whale.
There's the whale.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we put
Pilot
the
north
thing.
past the fork.
Who pilots
All
Franny?
right.
You're the
I
whale.
got the whale.
All right.
I
Lift
have
off.
ridden the mighty moonworm. Show controls. Okay. Oh,
The
this
character.
this has different controls. This is tank controls. Oh, interesting.
Right, north to the river.
All right.
Oh wow, Dulcinea's a full top down. The view. That's weird.
Yeah, I listen. I got like straight up tank controls now. So you gotta give me a minute. I gotta. We're RE1 boys now.
Yeah, I have a stick here.
What do you? Oh,
All right. Riding on the whale.
So
what do
wait,
I
where
do
am I?
here?
somebody's
Where
about
am I
to leave
taking
the
the wheel?
arena. I don't know. This way.
Whoa.
I'm trying to follow
Alright.
you guys.
I just
that
fell
one.
to my death.
Oh, okay. So I can break free.
Oh no, I'm parachuting. Or got a kite.
Want to break free?
There's nothing there.
Okay, what are we doing with these Tetris blocks?
I can destroy them.
Kicking
and I guess,
their ass.
Yeah. All right. I gotta build up speed. 1 second. Back
Okay,
up, back
press
up, back
at
up.
any time to open pop-up menu.
And I can.
It gives you a menu. Okay.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
wardrobe.
I can change my name here. All right.
Yeah, we're still
Okay.
very much in the tutorial.
Yes. Okay, I'm here.
I'm on Dulcinea's whale.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom.
Oh, and the nests.
I
have
win.
The dogs. Right. Okay.
Okay.
I think we've progressed.
we have, yes. We can use whales.
If a whale swallowed your key, approach mouth and be brave. Okay, so if you drive the whale near the key, right, that leaves the
what-
area. Okay.
Okay, so where's the key?
I found walking things. Margot is leaving the area.
Oh God, steering this thing is such ass. Why
I have
does
a
the
bow.
whale
Crash
drive like a
fatalities.
tank? All right.
Structures.
I have a bow.
Oh, we have to get our weapons.
Okay. I'm
Yes. Hey, who stole my dag? Alan.
I'm gonna stop the whale, and then I'm gonna
Okay.
get off.
I have
All
both
right.
a bow and a broom.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Pedro's got the spare dag that's just running away from me. Like,
I'm here.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
I think I'm inside the whale. I think, and I'm making it spit out all the items we added to it.
bonk.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah, bonk.
This is really weird.
I don't want to fly the whale.
Here, I can check the whale's
Spout
temperature.
out.
Turn it around.
All right, here. Okay.
I broke a block. I broke another
You can
block.
carry 2 tools at one time. Hold Y. No. I'm not
Yes.
giving this up to no fools.
Tokyo whale drift.
So what are we supposed to be doing?
I'm eating stuff.
Oh no. If you bump into the Someone lost a dog. Mister alert! I found your dog.
All right, I broke on through.
Thanks.
Where'd you go?
I cleared a path.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
That's spiders. Shit. Bonk.
There.
Oh no.
Right.
Oh no. Ah.
I keep trying to drive this like a car, but it's not.
Well,
Okay, so I have a broom and a beach ball on a stick.
I'm Lance Punch-a-Lot.
Okay, I gotta eat. Nom nom
Eat the veg, you hoarder.
nom 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 nom. All right, this
Okay,
game
I'm
is
finally
cute.
on my dog again.
This is an adventure game all on its own.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have no idea what the fuck is happening, but like, I'm charmed. I'll say that.
That's an adventure game.
Give me more shit to kill. Bonk.
Oh no!
Ah!
Are we getting
Stay
attacked?
Hey,
It's fighting
Coins.
from
I see coins. I love coins.
coins.
It's like Mario now.
Oh shit. Y'all gonna get killed by a spider.
All right, I'm just gonna stay here with the whale.
Right, there's bombs and there's the umbrella. I'll take the umbrella. I don't know what the umbrella does. I guess it's a shield?
I don't know. Maybe it's like the penguin in Batman.
Alright.
Oh, does it have a machine
Bonk.
gun attached to it?
Yeah, or like a flamethrower or something.
No, it's just Danny DeVito.
Yes, it's
No.
Danny DeVito at the end of a stick. All right, are we going up this way?
Yeah, I guess we should.
All right, I'm gonna.
Hey, you took my dog. Bring me back my dog.
Okay.
That's
fine.
what it's like. Someone takes your dog.
Yeah, don't steal people's dogs.
Do you want a bone? No? Ah, more spider.
All right, I'm coming back. I think if you land on the whale,
Attack it. Kick its ass.
Okay. No, I got a thing. Hold on.
ah,
Where'd you guys go?
Hey,
hey, I can land now. Hey,
can I
how
take a
about
dog?
that?
I can take a dog. There we go.
This looks constructive. What are we doing? Oh, we're having a silence off. Got it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to get off the rock.
Hold cross.
Okay, yeah.
Because you gotta hold to do everything in this game.
Okay.
I haven't helped anything.
I still have 10 coins. Can I buy anything?
Not yet.
I think we all have 10 coins. I think it's shared.
Let's go this way. I have 0 whatever thing is under coin. Fuck these clouds, bonk.
And recharge my
Oh, is
water
this
meter
why you
for some
need
reason?
the umbrella? Hold on. Where's my...
I'm punching an apple tree. You stole that from Hollow Knight. That was one of those little green sluggy things.
I think Rohit's falling.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yep, I dismounted by accident.
You need to work on your relationship with gravity. Whoa, it's the boss.
Whoa. Dun 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 dun. It's a flower. And oh wow! Oh shit! The whale got fucking stabbed. Look at this shit.
The whale's a pincushion now.
What the hell?
Attack him.
Okay, I am in need of water apparently.
Yeah, I'm in need of
I'm
fucking
gonna.
There's
bubble,
a lot
right?
to give you water.
How do we heal the whale?
Okay, can
I don't know.
Can I attack the
I'm
bug with
too
this
busy
bone?
dodging doom spiders and killing them.
I have a bone now.
Were we supposed to get a key?
The whale.
Oh, the whale.
Save the whale.
Give the whale an enema? Like, what do
Hey,
I fell apparently.
Okay, there's more
Rohit,
of these
get on the
red
dog
bastards.
behind me, please.
Oh, I can't. I'm under
Feel
whale
free
now.
to attack.
Where do I get water?
Why the fuck are you worried
I
about
think
water
some
right
clouds
now?
have water, Mr. Alert.
I don't know. I try to do a thing and it has
I mean,
like,
there's
empty
people over
water
here dying
drops.
and you looking for
Okay,
water.
okay. I healed the whale. All right. You just gotta feed the whale and then you can heal it.
Okay, if you
Oh,
want,
right,
Jordan, you can control it. I trust
Yeah.
you more than myself.
All right. Up and away. All right. Spiders.
Destroy the nests. Hey, more
Ow.
coins. You got on my dog.
Damn it!
Let
There
the
you go.
spiders eat you motherfuckers. You only helping out. They have
Can
killed
the
like...
whale eat?
Eesh, there's so many spiders.
Yeah, that's what I've been dealing with downtown, keeping them off your ass. Now you guys do it.
I was killing the
I'm-
nests of the little seeds with teeth.
I'm drawing their fire, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to eat. Oh,
There
he's
we go.
There
dead.
you go.
Oh no!
Big boss
key.
spider is going now for the tiny ones.
There's a
dog
key. Someone needs
down.
to grab it. Someone who has a dog, grab the key.
Where's the key?
It's by me, by the whale.
All right.
Where's the whale?
My dog got shot down.
I don't know. I would go and look for the
I got
for
the key,
giant
so that
whale.
means keep
Oh
me alive.
no!
Yeah, I got. All right, whale ate the key. So where are we going now?
Oh. Up.
There was like a
my
door?
dog got shot down.
Yeah, we got to go back to the gate.
We gotta get back to the Stargate.
We got to
All
go
right.
back. This way.
All right, I've named this whale General Hammond.
All right.
All right, come on, General Hammond.
The
Let's
SS
go.
Hammond.
Yeah, Hammond of Texas.
Krill eating sack of shit. Let's go.
I'm going. This
I'm
whale
sorry.
is about as maneuverable as like the actual General Hammond. So
There's a fork.
Yeah,
There you go, there's the gate right
there's
here.
the tree gate. Wait, is it above the fork? Yeah, here it is.
The gate.
A fork in the road.
fork in the road. Gonna go fork myself. Oh, do I need to land the whale and you need to get it out of the whale? Okay, hold up.
Okay, put your gloves on. Yes.
I
land
suppose
the-
you could land
Well-
on this island right here.
Yeah, I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
Man, man.
All right.
Slammed the whale on the floor.
This is a
Listen.
rough landing, man.
All right, get your fucking keys
Where?
in the mouth. You gotta go up the whale's ass and through its mouth.
This is a cool theory, bro. I think you just got to drive the fucking whale into the key.
I tried that.
No,
that.
you didn't. You were way the fuck over here on your left
I'll
side.
try to go in. Oh, well,
All right, fine then. Let's do it. I'm holding A. Let's. All right, let's do it right in the middle. But I don't think it matters. We'll see. Yeah. No.
Approach the mouth and be brave. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Approach the mouth and be. Listen, man. I'm just fucking reading the instructions.
well, clearly we're not brave.
Yeah, you bunch of cowards. Meow.
Maybe we got to do it somewhere other than.
Be
Is the whale
brave.
dead?
No, he's fine. You can stick a fork in
Just
him.
the way
He's
it
done.
crashed down.
Yeah.
Hey, open your mouth, whale.
Whoa! I died. All right. Wee. Right. No guardrails. Noted.
Okay. Open
The
up.
mouth and be brave.
Open up.
I'm on
Come
the
on.
mouth.
All right. I'm gonna stop crowding the area and I'm gonna let you guys deal with this.
Yeah, I went inside the whale one time. Maybe it has to be flying at the same time.
Okay.
There, I'm in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Had to
I
be
think
flying?
there's some
All right.
shoot. Yeah, there should be probably just shoot out things from the whale.
Ah, yeah.
Back to show.
There it is. It's that one.
Yeah, that was like a key.
Yeah.
Select item. Hey,
Oh no!
somebody get the key.
Ah, no.
Key.
Oh, no,
Mr.
you
Alert's
get,
got the
you-
key.
There we go.
All right.
Got it.
Kapla. Keypla.
Hey!
We did it. We did it, Reddit.
Oh,
All right.
You gotta scooch.
Wish. Oh, and
Is
that's
that
it.
the end?
That's it. We did it.
Yep.
Beyond the air. That's the demo. Wait, why does it just say resume?
Oh, because like, so this is basically as far as like the dude is finished. Everything beyond here is just kind of like whatever.
Well, there's a couple of different like modes and levels, so I want to try those.
Okay.
So how do we? How let me go? Game. How exit?
Start. Drop out.
That'd be cool if it worked.
A long flight.
Whale is leaving the area. Well, that works too, I guess, maybe.
I'm being swept by the current.
All right, so now what?
Game menu. Party. Drop out.
Drop out. Got to hold down on the button. What? Come on.
Game.
Game.
Whoa.
Can I
You need to fix
Game
your
menu.
menus, homie, because I know you're watching this after the fact.
quit to menu? Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
That's how you
I had to
escape.
use the fucking keyboard. Like, if we were doing this on HTPC, we're sitting back, experience that. No. Okay, let's play. We're going to go online, go. Host a room.
Ow.
Am I like stuck in a room already? No, start room. JOIZRH.
Joyzach.
Oh, Alan, you're with me?
Yeah. But I think drop out. Yeah, here we go.
What is the minigame park?
Why is there a thing attached to me? Bye, Alan.
What was the thing again?
Dropping
JOI.
out? Oh, that didn't.
It's on the screen.
It's
Game
too
menu?
blurry.
Ah,
I
here
can't
we go.
see.
Yeah.
Click to
L13,
menu. There we
squiggly
go.
mark, smiley face.
Are the aliens attacking the
JOIZRH.
whale?
ZR.
Z.
ZRH. Going room.
All
Joyzach.
bags. On mine. I draw loopy loops. So
There
it
you go.
means we're drawing a wiener.
Yes. Dulcinea, and I have a Dalmatian. Okay. D for D.
Okay, what's the room code?
Penis.
Are you not watching the live stream?
KO2O.
Balls. Penis.
This requires teamwork.
Oh,
Somebody's got to be on
yeah,
full-time
yeah.
bowls.
No, yeah, we
I need
no,
a
we
figure eight here
gotta
at the
do
bottom.
like we gotta do each do a half and meet in the middle. That's
See,
the trick.
Somebody needs to work, keep the figure eight going.
Yeah, we just gotta like, yeah, we just gotta. Each
Oh,
person
you bump
does
into
half.
each other. Okay.
Yeah, and you
And
cross
somebody's
in the
got to
middle.
work the shaft.
Yeah. Have you tried working the shaft? Very good, nail.
Bump.
Global warming. Oh, there's a new one of those out. They're back to the Cell Saga. Done with the movies for now.
Whee!
Oh, I have a poodle chasing me just like in real life. Wee.
That's an interesting noise it makes.
Isn't it? Wee!
Anyway, I think the mini games are up here. Balloon
Build a
gallery to the right, sky track to the left,
Skytrack,
bag toss
let's go
to the
racing.
right. Sky track.
It's like Star Trek. There's a lever. Closed. What the fuck?
Right, registration. Let's there, I register.
Oh, I gotta push the square button. Okay.
Ooh.
Is it gonna give me the prompt again? I don't know.
You need to land.
Ah, okay. Alan figured out how to change his name. A fucking hacker.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? Hey, I'm counting.
Yeah.
Okay, who hasn't figured this out yet?
I see how you do it.
So who's not going to be playing with us? That's is what you're about to turn into.
So how does this work?
Registration?
The thing. Rohit, quit being stupid on purpose. Come
it's
down here where it
Rohit.
says registration.
Rohit needs to land and
Land?
register.
Now run up to where it says registration.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, there's a start button over here.
Let's go.
Okay.
That was fun.
Did we start?
I don't know, did we? I think everybody's got to come up and like give it a start. I got mine in. Hold down the button until it goes all the way around. Okay. Hold on.
Start. All right. I clicked the start button.
Do we get anybody that hasn't done that yet?
I'd have.
Oh, I thought that said shalom. It says slalom. Okay.
Huh.
I do
Oh,
not
is this
understand.
Is this the track over here?
Where?
Like if you go to the left, there's like numbers
maybe.
and shit. And,
Whoa.
Oh, right. I see number 1. Okay. Number 2.
Three,
I guess.
Number 3. Number 4.
It's like mini golf.
Uh,
Whee!
8, 9,
Ah.
13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 5.
did I not get a win?
There's like Mario Kart boxes too. I'm like curious as to.
How many laps was this?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I think, okay.
Like I see what they're doing. It's a little. I don't know. Is it a little too freeform? I want to
Oh
say.
yeah, there's way too much player choice here. Like
Yeah. There needs to be like some more rails. I think.
you're relying on too many people to do a thing before
Yeah.
it starts. Like you need like what is this? Will you be my friend? No, you're gonna try to kill me.
Oh no.
I'm just flying around at this point.
Yeah, I mean this is what I mean. Like, is you can absolutely play a game like this. It's just you have to like kind of self-enforce, right?
It's like, man, I just want to create a game without like rules and
Feelings,
limitations,
man.
man.
I mean,
Hold on, let me get on the dog.
I don't know.
I'm
Oh,
being
is it-
chased by the Dark Angel of Dag.
Angel of
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Hey, it's not about who wins. It's about the amount of bullshit we put up with today.
yeah. Hey, we managed to start
Wait,
a game. Also, like, what you gotta like flip
Wait,
the.
Pedro, why do I have your dog again?
I don't know. I got shut off the dog.
Why did you take my dog?
Thank you.
Like, I mean, flying. Oh,
There.
oh.
And they're
Is it
gone.
done?
Closed. Let's go find another one. That sucks.
Thank you.
Puppers team assemble. Block buffet. Game
Battle
board.
zone.
Photo booth, battle zone, game board, build
What's
up
game? What's
30,000.
game board? I'm gonna check out.
All right, let's go find the game board then. Are you a game board?
That's Build a Pup.
Build a pup.
Build the pup, yeah.
Is this giant checkerboard looking thing the game board, or?
No.
I'm so lost.
It looks like a game board, though.
Right? Like, I don't know. It's got a grid.
Hey, I just want to play this mini game. Go on an adventure, fucko.
Found
Find your
it.
own fun, man.
I found it. It's over here.
I found the buffet.
Found the game
There you
board.
go. Yeah.
Looks a lot like chess.
The game board.
I'm adding
Is
that.
this chess
Checkers?
puppy?
Puppy chess? Oh, you can do like Chinese checkers.
Oh.
You can do.
Okay.
You can do like so,
Regular
yeah.
checkers, right?
You can
Okay.
do chess. All right. All right.
How many? I guess it's only gonna be like 2 players, though, right?
I mean, we can
Possibly.
we can turn chess into a PvP like free for all deathmatch.
Oh my
We have-
god! Make
We
that
have the
noise again.
ability.
Oh, there's a water bowl up here. Nice.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Yep, those are the squeaky things.
I got so many squeaky things.
Like, how the fuck are we supposed to play this?
I think we
Excellent.
push the button.
It just makes the noise.
Maybe it's not implemented yet.
What the fuck? I can shoot like animal? Yeah, right.
Oh, that's how you use that. Okay, noted. I guess that's.
Wow, yeah, all these objects are shadowed. Like the game board sign, it has shadows. So they're all 3D objects, I guess.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I guess we could try the buffet. It's up here. What the fuck? It's a lawnmower.
What the fuck is a what was that word?
Lawnmower.
Lawnmower.
Oh
Okay.
god, they were loose.
I shit you not. I'm like standing in front of a lawnmower.
Okay. I know. I believe you. I just did not parse
I'm gonna
the word
pretend I'm a
lawnmower.
cat.
Is
I'm gonna
anyone
push it off
missing
the
a
side.
dog?
Yeah, I abandoned my dog and got this black dog. This one's a black dog.
Oh, that was mine.
Yeah.
That was the
Okay.
puppers
Oh.
of death.
Okay, you can build the pup.
So yeah, a little more focused than you might.
Yeah. You know, we throw around fuck around simulator. This is a fuck around simulator, right? Like, yeah, no
It
real
is.
real
Okay.
point, no real like.
It fucks around too much.
Yeah, it's a little too much
Yes.
fucking
A
around.
little too much fucking around when you're like, hey, you want to do a party game? I found a lawnmower. You know, like there's always gonna be that guy, me. Oh no, the wind got me. And like, you know, trying to like get a group together. Sometimes you gotta put those motherfuckers in a cage, not give them options. Like, all right, now we
Wait,
can
are you
play.
talking about people or dogs?
Uh,
No, I'm talking about people that we're trying to
Renovations.
play multiplayer with. So yeah, people. Yeah,
Yeah,
found
stick 'em in a
something
cage.
that's
All right,
going
just-
under renovations.
it's clearly what I was addressing.
I have a dog cage. I don't think I could fit in it though. I mean, maybe these days I could. I don't know.
You'd have a cage for your rat.
I mean, that's just despite all my rage though.
Yeah, so there we go. That's 33 minutes of we kind of raced a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
4, 3, 2,
This is card, yeah, it's
1.
Am I the void?
Ah! Oh, it's
Oh,
a
it looks like
photo.
Lego my ego.
I don't know.
Wait, where are you guys now?
Fuck if I know.
There's
I'm
like
done
some
farts.
Polaroid-
Okay, let's get.
Oh,
Yeah,
Undergoing
I-
renovations.
Okay.
So let's take a picture
Well,
together.
I think I have self-love score 33.
Giggity.
F. Oh, you gotta like draw pictures. Ah, I see. Uh-huh.
Wieners.
Yeah.
D plus.
D plus.
Needs
Okay.
more D.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta match the fucking symbol in the middle.
Oh, get
Oh. Okay.
We have too many people here to make that,
B
make that
plus.
symbol.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah. Okay, all right. And there's specific colors and shit. Yeah. Hey, we did it, Reddit. Okay.
All right,
Then you
ladies
can-
and gentlemen.
then you can see them. All right. Yeah, I think I'm sufficiently done with this game.
That was our flock of
You know what?
dogs.
You know what? I got my money's worth.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
there were dogs, and that we did form a flock technically.
They ran so far away. They couldn't get away though. They couldn't get a whale.
And I run so. Well, I don't know. Anyway, what are we gonna do? We're gonna wind it up, pull the Nightmare Train back in the station, back again on Saturday nights, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 if you're a patron. Pop in, say hi. I'll be back Tuesday with some Trackmania. You can check that out. Wednesday, weekly daily Wednesdays. Thursday, a special treat, not your feet, but also put something good to eat. Time travel with portals, portaling into the third dimension or whatever dimension time's supposed to be this week.
Fourth, I guess.
Fourth.
I don't know. Whatever happened to time not being the fourth dimension? Was that ever a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
Time's
think
not
it
real,
counts
man.
as a dimension because it's not space, it's time.
Time is
But
most
there's-
definitely a dimension.
Space, but like it's space time, right? Like there's a relationship.
Like, what do we have in like upper mathematics right now? Like 11 addressable dimensions or something like that. So,
That was M theory's whole thing is 11 dimensions. Like 11 to 13 dimensions or something.
we'll finish this. We're going back into M theory, everyone.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see you, Twitch. We'll
You know,
hammer this out on Discord. Good
It's a
night.
topic this for 12:15 in the morning.
Buckaroo Banzai.